it's week 9. Tonight is a top 10 matchup you are not going to want to miss. And let's go ahead and move on to our weather report presented by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 613. Tonight it's currently 66 degrees with clear skies, but we'll hit as low as the mid-50s tonight. It's what our analyst in the booth, Rusty Mansell, refers to as real fall and marks the start of real football season. And now the moment you've all been anticipating is the R.S. Andrews coaches interview. Here I have with me Craig Bennett and Bobby May. Coach May, starting with you. You've got a new quarterback who's off to a fast start. What have you seen in him so far that's contributed to his quick success?
Well, yeah, I mean, he's new to it as of January, so we've been happy with him in the last, 6 games, and he's coming along. He's a baseball player, so it was a little bit of a learning curve, but he's come along great, and we're really excited with his play.
And Coach Bennett, Cambridge is looking for its very first region championship. What has the focus been like in practice this week, knowing tonight was going to be a top 10 matchup?
Well, we've had to have a lot of focus because of who we're playing. So just doing what we do and staying on track with what our plan is, and that's been kind of the focus. So.
Coach May, you're in your first year here at Kell High School. What have you learned not only about this team but this community since we last saw you at Corky Kell?
It's a great community to be a part of, which is, they're excited about football. They support their athletes, and the kids work really hard and buy into what we're asking them to do. And I think that's part of why we've had the success we've had, and hopefully we continue that. But the kids buy in, the community buy in. There's a lot of great things we can do.
And Coach Bennett, you guys are undefeated in region play so far. Y'all have had a terrific season, but despite wins or losses tonight, what do you want to see out of your team to be confident as you get closer to the postseason?
Just continue to get better. Against a really, really good opponent that's coached really well. Just continue to get better and stay on track with what we're doing. So.
Absolutely, Coach. As well, I wish you both the best of luck tonight. I expect a good, clean matchup. Am I right?
Yeah, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Awesome. Make sure to stay tuned because kickoff is coming up next right here on Peachtree TV.
Hey, is the power off on this?
I don't know. Just take it off.
Safety violation, unsafe work conditions.
In the construction trades unions, safety is our highest priority, and we train you to recognize and speak out on unsafe working conditions so that everyone arrives and goes home safely. Learn about careers in construction at georgiaconstructioncareers.com.
What's so great about being a Kroger Boost member? Free delivery on the Kroger products you love, and more rewards too, like double fuel points on everything you buy. Experience a new level of membership, starting as low as $59 a year with Boost by Kroger Plus. Learn more at Kroger.com today.
Let's get it.
Get it. Yo, you know we're not shooting threes, right?
Definitely not shooting threes.
Introducing Gatorlight.
Let's go. Stick and move.
Rapid rehydration.
Ready, Day?
Let's do this, Ryan.
Plus a specialized blend of 5 electrolytes.
Game day.
See, you learn quick. Watch out. You rehydrate well, too.
Gatorlight. Rapid rehydration. All G.
Welcome back, everybody. Good look at those Kell Longhorn uniforms. All black for the first time. Breaking those out here tonight. You have the traditional copper color. It almost looks like a burnt orange like you'd see from the Texas Longhorns. And a great shot there of the Kell band a little earlier. And the Cambridge Bears coming over from North Fulton to be here for this matchup tonight. Region 6 5A, Brandon Adams and Rusty Mansell. Happy to be with you. Kaylee Mansell manning our hostess position here tonight. And she's doing a great job there with that. And we love this time of year. You can see it from those Kell students and everybody here. Business picks up in a huge way. We're nearing the end of the regular season. This game, in a lot of ways, could be, when you look back on it, a game that decides the region championship here in 6-5A. It's obviously top 10 matchup here in the 5A classification. Stakes are very high, and you don't have to take very long to explain it.
I was down the field a little while pregame, and you could tell a lot of focus. Both teams entered the field knowing a lot's at stake tonight. If you win that potential 1 seed, you don't play most likely a 2 seed in the second round. So, not only implications for this region, each team, they don't talk about it, but they know down the line there could be some ramifications from a win or a loss tonight.
And obviously Bobby May, now the head coach here at Kell. Boy, the excitement he's brought to this program. We kind of saw the makings of that at the Corky Kell Classic at the beginning of the year. They earned a huge win against Cherokee Bluff to kick things off this season, and they've only built on that since then. Undefeated right now, 6-0, ranked number 5 in the state of Georgia here in the 5A classification. And looking across the field at a Cambridge team that's loaded with experience. One of the guys that's not here, the quarterback from a year ago that was such a big boost to that Bears offense, Zach Harris, has graduated. But it's 18 total starters returning here from Cambridge. So that's kind of the story of what you have here. A veteran Cambridge team that was maybe at one point kind of picked to win the region. Kell obviously has kind of emerged as sort of the in-season favorite and all of that. And with all that said, we are underway. Friday nights, the drive for the GHSA state title presented by Georgia, ConstructionCareers.com. Return going to take it across the 20-yard line. That's where Kell's going to be in business offensively. A chance for Marcavius Sabor there, and that's going to put the Longhorns on the field first here on offense.
Get a look at those brand new, look at the Jordan brand, the jump man. I mean, I don't even know how these schools are getting those things. But, yeah. I mean, wow, is that not sharp or what?
Listen, when I was in high school, we were lucky if we had matching uniforms. And all of a sudden, you got the Jordan brand stuff here. Let's check out, speaking of those good-looking uniforms, the Kell offense wears them. Starting lineups presented by Personal Touch Lawn Care. Clavon, we told you, the quarterback. Obviously, it's going to be running back by committee tonight a little bit. Barrett listed as the starter, but they're going to rotate a bunch of guys there in on that. And then a whole bunch of folks catching the football here for this team there as well. Also, keep your eye on an offensive line that has, as Bobby May said, improved a ton. You see the starters. That's a couple sophomores, couple juniors there as a part of that group. Snap mishandled by Clavon off the beginning, and it looks like Cambridge has gotten the benefit of a turnover on the first play of the game.
It's like Elliot Kuykendall, senior, comes up with that, and what a huge turnover. Brandon, first play of the game. Cambridge is in business.
They are indeed, and we'll see it again. The snap may have been a little bit high, but Clavon just seemed to kind of slip on that. And you're right, Kuykendall just right place, the right time.
Yeah, I think it had a little heat on it, and it was high. So see if Cambridge can capitalize right here. Don't see that much first play turnover.
So quick change here. Cambridge going on offense. Preston Clemmer, the junior quarterback. He'll lead the way here for the Bears. We're in the red zone also presented by HendrickCars.com. It's running play on first down, which gets you to the 15, maybe 5 there on first down. Let's see the Cambridge starting lineup on offense here, brought to you by Personal Touch Lawn Care. Clemmer, we told you, in his first year starting, not his first year in the program, though. Christian Isabor, very good running back. Kind of battled injury a little bit late last season, but he's come on in a huge way. And, of course, Will Taylor, the wide receiver. That's a name to know out there, a guy that's a big catalyst for what they want to do when they do want to throw it here tonight. Hand off again.
And they're not going to try to disguise anything. I mean, they basically have their H-back lined up in the I formation, and they're going to come right at you. Clemmer, interesting quarterback, one of the top 400 track athletes in the state.
Let's take a look at the Kell starters on defense. Once again, Personal Touch Lawn Care. Joshua Barker, the nose man, number 10. That's a name to know. Big, beefy guy right there in the middle. But coaches will tell you, including Craig Bennett, the rest of those defensive linemen don't exactly, are not much of a step down from Barker there in terms of their ability. This time it's going to be Clemmer keeping it himself, showing some of that speed, then spinning his way inside the 5-yard line. So the athlete Clemmer, who's dangerous with really both elements of the quarterback play, demonstrating that some right there.
Just a keeper. Watch him. They have the angle. He just breaks a tackle, cuts it upfield, gets the first down.
You see his stats on the year. Those are through the air. He's been a very accurate thrower, but he's also got 5 rushing touchdowns on 44 carries, too.
Quick snap.
Quick snap, hand again. Isabor again, fighting towards the end zone, takes a big blow, and gets in the end zone for a touchdown. So he paid the price for it, but he gets the Bears on the board.
I think he thought he was in, but he was still on about the 1. And he took a shot, and you see him kind of look back at the defender, but credit Isabor to stay up because he took a blind shot, basically.
Well, let's watch this again. I think Rusty's right about this. It was a
watch this. He thinks he's in, I think, right here. Look, he's going to give a little high step, little bounce, looking back, and he cruises in.
That was either some very deliberate trash talk on his way to the end zone, or he thought he was in and wasn't. But either way, it's 6 for Cambridge.
Great balance.
Extra point try here. That's Connor Noon. Noon was a hero for Cambridge in a thrilling game a year ago, and gets on the board here. 7-0 Cambridge, taking advantage of the turnover. And the Bears are on top on the road here on Peachtree TV.
Back again, huh? You must love losing.
You're buying the next one.
You gotta win one first.
Okay.
Mix and match your two favorites for $3.29 at any size soft drink for $1. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Get exclusive offers on select new Volvo models. Contact your Volvo retailer to learn more.
It's good! He could go all the way!
At Ingles, we're proud to partner with area athletics. From Little League to the pros, college tournaments to high school heroes. It's all in the bag.
You ready? Hold on, let me check the score.
Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Back again, huh? You must love losing.
You're buying the next one.
You gotta win one first.
Okay.
Mix and match your two favorites for $3.29 at any size soft drink for $1. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
The drive for the GHSA state title is presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Transform your future today.
Back here live, Cambridge got the lead 7-0, but that doesn't slow down the enthusiasm on the part of the Kell students there. 10:16 to go. Drive for the GHSA state title presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Brandon Adams, Rusty Manziel here. Let's go back and look at this touchdown one more time.
I want you to watch the block right here. Drew Pettit, watch him seal this defender off right here. See that? Allow the running lane there to crease. It allows his running back to get outside.
Y'all done gave my boy Rusty a telestrator. I tell you what.
I'm telling you, Herb Street, I'm coming for your job. Enjoy these next couple of weeks, man.
Y'all just better be glad all Rusty's doing
stuff
is circling players, because if he had to write with his handwriting, y'all wouldn't be able to read none of that. So,
no, sir.
Yeah, you just better be glad that all he's doing is circling the action.
We'll have a sponsor on that next week. We're about to take this thing. My man, Roddy White, producer, is taking care of me.
Well, speaking of sponsors, let's shout out Breda Pest Management here. He's going to do a scoring summary. 4 plays, 16 yards, 92 seconds of clock time. Isabor gets the touchdown. His 11th on the ground this season. And on the road here, Cambridge has the lead. Now getting ready to kick things back off. That's Will Pettit, the other kicker. We'll see a little bit of a platoon at kicker for Cambridge tonight. And his kick there going to be fielded inside the 10. Now dancing, and in trouble inside the 10 going down. Good play there by Cambridge on special teams to corral that inside the 10-yard line, and Sabor had very little room to run that time.
Great coverage, stayed in their lanes, come down, break down. C5 there. Harden Skipper stays in his lane, able to get his guy to the ground. Watched him run down there, see what kind of lanes they had. Everybody were very disciplined there, and you see the result. Kell starts deep in their own territory.
Yeah, so Kell needs something to change the momentum after a fumble on its first play from scrimmage, and I think would have to be described as a little bit of a misplay on the kickoff there, leading to pretty poor field position. They need something to happen. And on first down, they're going to try to run the football here, getting across the 10-yard line. Carrying the ball that time was Justin Mitchell. We'll see a handful of running backs tote it tonight for Kell. They've dealt with a lot of injuries there at that situation at the running back spot, so they may be a little bit running back by committee tonight.
That's where Clavon can really hurt you on a keeper. He's got some wiggle as well as an arm at quarterback.
That is a good point, so keep your eye on him from the shotgun here right now. Trying to hard count. Now surveying the situation. Sees 3 down linemen. Linebackers creeping towards the line of scrimmage. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to show the athleticism that Rusty just told you about.
Yep.
He's 15, crossing the 17-yard line there. Clavon is so dangerous.
You hear people kind of hold their breath, and that's where he hurts you. See the explosion right there, that gear? It's a great open field tackle right here by Harden Skipper, because Clavon had a lot of green grass in front of him.
You saw the stats there. That's through the air, but this is a guy that's also found his way towards 9 touchdowns on the ground. and 493 yards on 41 rushes coming into tonight. So this is a true dual threat quarterback, and a guy that Bobby May, who you just saw on the screen, says has gotten better with each week, kind of growing into that role as the quarterback. Content to hand it off here, and what a big shot. Paint being traded there along the line of scrimmage.
Man. Saw Brooks Marley, number 3. Morley get in there. A little early penetration right there. See Marley and heads up, 33.
That's Morgan Leemaster, the senior defensive end.
Both of those guys.
And that'll bring up 4th down here. And so how about the start defensively for Cambridge, forcing the turnover on the first drive and keeping Kell right where it is on a 3-and-out on the second possession of the game. Mishandling the pump, and it's going to be a wobbly, essentially a punt block that is going to be recovered by Cambridge. They're going to get great field position again here on what was a mishandled snap that essentially turned into a punt block, although I'm not even officially sure the punt ever got away.
Clavon should have had that. That was a good snap. Just dropped it, and what a nightmare start for Kell. And here's what Cambridge will do. They're going to come right at you downhill. They go a little spread. They go twins formation both sides this time with only one back. A little different formation than they showed last series.
Red Zone presented by HendrickCars.com. Cambridge smells blood here after another miscue. Isabor again, stiff arm to shake free. Flag comes down though, and he's dragged down to the 10-yard line.
It's according to who they're going to give that. I think both of them had a little bit of face mask. Boy, Isabor's physical.
Boy, he really is.
He seeks contact. They list him at 5'8", 160.
Yeah, he's either in a really bad mood or he's just a very physical guy. And by the way, you can see our officials there, presented by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety. Greg Hogel's your referee there, along with Kenan Taylor, Rod Evans, John Zerkic, and Andy Hall here. Great crew tonight.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense. Half the distance to the goal results in a first down.
Yeah, Isabor, he gets behind his pads now at 160.
Yeah, this is a guy that may have been a little hobbled by injury near the end of last year. Obviously important player and a very good team, but you get the sense kind of been a little bit of a coming out party for him. 834 yards on the ground, 10 rushing touchdowns coming into tonight. You can make that 11 now after what he did on the first possession. Gets a chance again, hit the backfield this time though.
Good job there. Coming off the edge.
Yeah, that's Sabor, Marcavius Sabor, who came in and make that stop there.
Yeah, he came unblocked that time, and even though they ran up the middle, he was coming off the edge quick enough to squeeze down and make that tackle.
So now looking at 2nd down.
3-by-1 set.
And that's the direction Clemmer's going, rolling right, throwing towards the end zone. It is caught, and they're going to call it a touchdown. Cambridge on the board again. There to haul that in is Will Taylor.
Yep, good route right there by Will Taylor. Just a little flood route. Everybody runs. It's a 2-point play, basically 3-by-1. They're going to flood route. You see him get off coverage there, stick it in. Big time senior wide receiver from Cambridge.
We'll bring on Connor Noon again to try the extra point. I love your description, almost like a 2-point type play there.
Everybody runs that roll to the right, 3-by-1 set.
Clemmer did a good job with it. Noon again. Another extra point for him is good. And how about this? Cambridge throwing haymakers on the road to get things started. Bears up 14. We've barely gotten going. More to come right after this.
SMART is sheet metal, air, rail, and transportation.
We fabricate and install HVAC systems, ductwork.
You can't just go to Home Depot and buy our product. You have to build our product.
If you can dream it, we can build it. That's our motto.
Our sheet metal workers are really proud of that work. They want to look back and go to a Falcons game with their family and point up to show what they did.
I've used RS Andrews 15 years, purchased 2 heating and air systems, so I rely on their technicians for service. I call, they come, it's fixed. And I appreciate Andrews' commitment. He gives it his all. That's how RS Andrews makes me smile.
Yikey Wawa! Running out of hot water is one way your water heater cries out for help.
Call R.S. Andrews. Get a water heater rejuvenation. Your water heater gets added life, you get more hot water. Another way R.S. Andrews makes you smile today.
Sweetheart, please don't forget to wear your seatbelt. I got it, Mom.
It's a really nice day, living in the right space. Breathing your grace, got me feeling some kind of way.
In the blink of an eye, so many tomorrows can disappear. Buckle up for your future, every trip, every time. A message from the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Hendrick. Let's get loud. Score huge savings at Rick Hendrick Chevrolet Duluth, the #1 Chevy dealer in Georgia. Thousands of new trucks and SUVs available. So get off the bench and into a new ride. From selection to savings, it's no wonder we've got over 10,000 positive online reviews. But hurry, touchdown deals won't last. Experience the Hendrick difference today. Find new roads at HendrickAtlanta.com.
Atlanta Falcons are continuing to change the game on season ticket benefits. Join the Falcons family in 2022 for more games, more access, and more value than ever before. Included tickets to our biggest season yet at Mercedes-Benz Stadium with 9 regular season home games, plus ultimate ticket flexibility with the ability to exchange tickets for games you can't attend, free gear for all members, and free away game tickets. Select your seat today. Rise up.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com drive for the GHSA state title is sponsored by Score Atlanta, your source for Georgia high school sports. HendrickCars.com. Experience the Hendrick difference. The Georgia Elite Classic. Nominate yourself today for the December All-Star Games. McDonald's, brought to you by Greater Atlanta Area McDonald's. Download the app for great deals. And by Rough Draft. Text DRAFT to 66866 to subscribe.
Welcome back, everybody. You see our score, 14-0. Cambridge on top of Kell. 7:10 to go, first quarter of play. Drive for the GHSA state title presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. You'll also be watching tonight for that Breda pass management score ticker rolling underneath all night long there as well. Obviously, we're keeping our eye on games across the state, including the anticipated showdown between Mill Creek and Buford out of 7A. So we're watching that closely along with everything else taking place in the state of Georgia tonight, courtesy of our friends at Breda Pass Management. Sabor again on the kick return, finds some more running room this time and gets the best field position of the night to begin things for Kell. We'll see him back on offense, but first, how about that scoring drive for Cambridge a moment ago, presented by Breda Pass Management. A touchdown through the air from Clemmer to Taylor was the difference. 3 plays, 17 yards, just 51 seconds. Another short field because of Kell miscue. That's really been the story of this game thus far, if you're just joining us. Kell had a fumble on its first offense possession, had a mishandled snap on a 4th down punt opportunity that turned into, we'll call it a block punt, but it may have been more accurately described as a fumble in its own right. Either way, wasn't good for Kell, and now they're staring at a deficit here, trying to get something going really for the first time tonight. High snap again, throwing his Clavon through the hands of his 10 receiver. A little bit of mustard on that one. Ryan Barrett not able to hold on to it.
Yeah, they tried to run a little RPO backside here, and Cambridge showed blitz and backed out of it. What we got here? Running back, just a little out route, almost a wheel route, and just wide receiver got tangled up a little bit. Running back got tangled up a little bit. Ryan Barrett.
Yeah, so you can count the guys that kind of get involved from a running back situation. We've already seen a couple of there already. We may see more here throughout the evening. Clavon again, keeping it himself, wrapped up there. Good job defensively by Cambridge to keep Clavon right where he was, including Aiden Fortucci, the defensive end, kind of in on that.
Say right now they're having a problem with the Cambridge defensive line. See the penetration immediately on him. Clavon not able to do what he needs to do in that RPO game right now because Cambridge is getting penetration from the defensive line.
Yeah, this is a Kell offensive line kind of coming into its form a little bit. We told you there are a couple of young guys in that group, a couple sophomores, a couple juniors. You know, at times maybe not running the ball as effectively as they wanted to. Seemed like they had a little bit of a coming out party maybe against Centennial a couple of weeks ago. We'll see if that continues. Another high snap here, setting up a screenplay. And there to haul that in there defensively. Brooks Morley there to make the tackle. Cambridge not fooled by that screenplay that time.
Yeah, they fake a little jet motion, try to do a middle screen, and just great job there by recognition. Man, been really impressed so far with Brooks Morley, senior linebacker.
So now on 4th down, kind of a quick kick type punt by Clavon, adding to the repertoire of skills that he has in life. No shortage of things that he's good at.
What's the guy do? They sew up jerseys on Sundays too.
He gets it down inside the, really rolling all the way to the 22 there. So Kell doesn't get the offensive play it wants, but it does flip the field, which counts as a win here right now. And speaking of Cambridge on top of this game, let's take a look at our team resume here. Presented by Smart Local 85, 5-2 on the year. Craig Bennett doing a good job there as coach. And how about that playoff game a year ago? Going down to Lee County, hard-fought game, 41-39. You know, Rusty, you don't talk about moral victories very much, but when you go toe-to-toe with Lee County, you've done something.
And that's what you build on all offseason. Look, we went toe-to-toe with a perennial power.
Of course, played Buford in the second round the prior year in the playoffs. Craig Bennett told us this week, I don't know that anybody's had more tough second-round draws than he has. How about this? Isabor breaking free on 1st down, crossing midfield, 30, 20, 15, down inside the 10-yard line. Touchdown save and tackle by Isabor. Touchdown save and tackle. Otherwise, that's another touchdown. It was Sabor who was there to make the touchdown save and tackle.
If you watch this replay, look at the formation. They had stacked twins. See how spread out they are? There's only 6 guys in the box. There's 5 on 6, 1 missed tackle, and he almost takes to the house.
They have leaned heavily on him tonight with great success. Already rushing touchdown, came within an eyelash of getting another one.
Man, what a start for Cambridge. They've been running right up the middle out of this formation.
Back in the red zone, presented by HendrickCars.com. Clemmer rolling, pressure coming his way. Now he's going to be dragged down. Elijah Washington, the linebacker, there to make that stop. That's a former running back playing a lot on the defensive side now.
Yeah, they go bootleg out of that formation, play action bootleg. They've shown a run 3 or 4 or 5 times in a row with that formation. Still a good job there by Kell. Man, Kell down 14. Brandon, we got a lot of football left. This is a big possession right here.
We'll see how aggressive Cambridge wants to be. Of course, maybe they say what we're doing on the ground's working. Why go away from that? It is a throw opportunity for Clemmer towards the end zone, and it's going to be caught. And a touchdown again. There to bring that home. How about Will Taylor once again?
Got one-on-one coverage, and I want you to watch Will Taylor body him up right here. When this ball's in the air, watch him step in front of the defender. That's what an experienced wide receiver. Watch him right here come in front of this defender. Ball's in the air, gets out of his break. Look at that. Bodies him up.
Rusty, it's a great description. And, you know, for Taylor, statistically, he's actually having less production as a senior, as you see the noon extra point. Less production as a senior than he had as a junior. They just simply, throw the ball less. Now they have a little bit less experienced quarterback, but already 2 touchdowns tonight.
We talked about keys of the game. If they're able to establish a run game, they get one-on-one coverage with Will Taylor. 2 touchdowns already.
You were absolutely right about that, Rusty, and I love your description of how Taylor used his body to get open. What a dangerous weapon he is. To kind of accentuate the point that I was making, 914 receiving yards as a junior, playing with Zach Harris, who was a very experienced quarterback, putting up a lot of production. Just 393 yards coming in tonight. But, he also came in tonight with 6 touchdowns. He's already added 2 to that total. So maybe saving him for region play when you really need it, but they've definitely broken glass on him this evening.
Tell you what, they have been impressive offensively. But I'll tell you, their defensive line, their front 7, those 2 linebackers, the way they've covered on kickoffs. Cambridge has played a magnificent start to this, basically a half of first quarter.
Scoring summary presented by Breda Pest Management. A little bit longer drive this time. 3 plays, 77 yards, minute 9 off the clock. Second touchdown of the night for Taylor. Caps it all off.
At this point, Brandon, Kell's got to get some first downs.
Yeah.
You got to get some momentum and move the ball a little bit.
Yeah, that's really the thing for them. We really haven't seen, an offensive positive for them yet. I think the one positive, play they had was the screen pass a moment ago that Cambridge was essentially waiting for. Another returnable kick.
Got to cover.
Still on his feet, 25-yard line. different return man getting the football this time for Kell than what we've seen. Chance to carry at that time.
Freshman.
Yeah, the freshman Peyton Zachary getting involved. A guy that we saw have a huge game as a wide receiver in the Corgan Kell Classic.
Yes, he did. And Stephon Brown, wide receiver coach, works with a lot of NFL guys in the offseason. He sent me a message today and said, look, this is the best freshman wide receiver in the state. Mark it down right now. And certainly the last time we saw him,
no doubt,
he was fantastic.
He is the leading receiver on this team with 390 yards and 4 touchdowns coming in tonight. We'll see if they can activate him the way they did in that first game. And you see Buford on top of Mill Creek right now, 11-6. So low-scoring game between those two 7A powers. Pressure coming from Cambridge.
Keeper.
Clavon going to try to keep it, going to try to dance left, and he can't get free.
I'm telling you, man, that is disciplined football right here. Stay home backside. They try to run a little quarterback counter to come back to the backside, but the defensive end stays there, stays at home, and then your defensive back, Ray Taylor, 31, he stays on the edge as well.
So great start defensively continues, and Bryce Clavon, who is an A-list athlete, has not had much room to operate here thus far. Clavon finds it this time.
There you go.
He's still on his feet, 35-40. How about Clavon just like that?
Yep.
Still inside the 35-yard line. Clavon strikes with an explosive play, and here come the Longhorns.
Yeah, they go bunt set to the field, trip to the top right here. See that? And he just breaks contain up the field, and that's what scares you to death if you're Cambridge, knowing he can do that to you. We watched Stetson Bennett do it last week, 64 yards. You see Clavon with that type of speed. Big, huge chunk play for Kell. They come back with Barrett.
Yeah, hand off to Barrett here. Barrett cutting left side down the sideline, knocked out of bounds near the 20. He gets about 15, and it's a fresh set of downs, and all of a sudden, the Longhorns offense has found something.
They want to go fast. They want to go NASCAR. You see they're right back on the line of scrimmage again. This is what they want to do, Brandon.
It's 4 receivers, 2 on each side. A back right next to Clavon on the right. Kell looking for its first points of the game, and all of a sudden becoming more deliberate. Creeping up the line of scrimmage is Cambridge, throwing again. That's going to be a catch. They're at the 15-yard line, and finally dragged down.
88.
Yeah, it looks like Emmanuel Olin from the wide receiver getting a chance to catch that. Junior wide receiver.
His jersey was rolled up. Big athlete there.
We're back in the red zone here, presented by HendrickCars.com. Three receivers now on the right side. One by himself on the left. Cambridge defensively spread across all over the place. Complete over the middle. Still free, 13-yard line going down there. Darian Thomas, junior wide receiver, gets his 9th catch of the season. Third down coming up, and it is sizable for Kell.
Updated score, Buford 25, Mill Creek 6.
Boy, that changed fast.
2 touchdowns. Kirby Smart, Ryan Day, both there.
High snap again. Handoff and hit the backfield. He's going to lose yardage.
I'm telling you, man.
Cambridge bowing its back on third down. Nowhere for Barrett to go that time. That was Elliott Kuykendall, another play for him defensively here this evening.
These 2 linebackers for you talking about a nose for the football. Morley and Kuykendall playing a little defensive line, linebackers. We got a chance to see them last year at Riverwood.
That's right.
That was kind of their, that was their kind of coming out party for both schools, and lost the game late. Probably shouldn't have lost. And you start looking at Cambridge and the 2 losses they've had to 2 7A teams this year. When we looked at this game, I thought, you know what, they got a chance to play with Kell, and certainly they are showing they were worthy of a TV appearance.
So Kell going to go for it here on 4th down.
Got it.
And a little bit of a hard count that time by Clavon, an aggressive defense, which has worked all night for Cambridge. But
5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Yep, can't do it.
They jump across that time, and Kell gets what it needs, which is a first down.
Yeah, man, that no play there. You know, that's just a. You can say it all you want, watch the ball, but he had one thing on his mind, and that was
Exactly.
blitz.
Well, it's also, I mean,
anticipation.
They're feeding on the momentum,
Sure. Yep.
and you know, you start almost like a shark circling the water there, and so it's easy to want to get a little bit too hyped up, and that time maybe that's what that was. Here's Clavon, takes the snap, still has it in the backfield. Kuykendall again.
Man, they try to go quarterback counter with him, and Kuykendall, they pull the guard and center, and they try to run basically a quarterback sweep behind those two guys, but the penetration, see Kuykendall chasing the guard. God, that is well played right there. He is chasing the pulling guard and tackle that pulled him right into the quarterback.
So now 2nd and 13 after the lost yardage. Creeping towards the line of scrimmage is Cambridge again. Rolling right is Clavon. He slipped.
Man, he had look at the alley he had.
Boy, you hate that. He just absolutely slipped.
When he looks at that one, man, he had the alley. Sitting beside the Cambridge coaches, and they breathed a sigh of relief right there.
And that's going to be a rather disappointing end of the first quarter if you're Kell. Not just for the final moment, but the totality of the 12 minutes. All Bears taking advantage of miscues, building a 21-0 lead. But Kell knocking on the door of its first score of the game when the second quarter begins right after this.
Time. We all need more time. And now with Beaver Direct, we're giving you just that. Linda Beaver here to show you how Beaver Direct has quickly become Atlanta's favorite way to buy their next vehicle. Shop from the comfort of your home. Choose a vehicle and one of our on-site specialists will live video chat you and give a complete walk around of the vehicle. Then get a price and payment in minutes. Sign all your paperwork digitally and have your vehicle delivered to you within an hour. Visit us at beavertoyotacoming.com and see how Beaver Direct gives you back your time.
Fries with that. You want fries with that? Want fries with that?
Welcome to Wendy's. What would you like with your hot and crispy fries?
Wendy's hot and crispy fries. Guaranteed hot and crispy, or we'll replace them. They're even preferred almost 2-to-1 over McDonald's. Get to Wendy's and try them for yourself today.
It'd be hard to say somebody's enthusiastic about football as I am, but Hannah's got to be pretty close. Me and the tailgate gang before every game order
3 strawberry milkshakes, no toppings.
for good luck.
He doesn't even have to order them. I know exactly what he wants. One weekend, you had forgotten to get those milkshakes, and then we lost the game. And then the next weekend, he came back. The milkshakes were left sitting on the table.
Here she comes running behind me. Mr. Chip, you forgot your strawberry milkshakes again. My 3 shakes. That is neat.
Brandon Adams, Rusty Manziel here at the Stockyard and East Cobb County, Georgia, right here in Marietta, Kell High School. Second quarter action getting ready to get underway in our drive to the GHSA state title presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. You see a look there at the Cambridge defense. That's really in a lot of ways been one of the stories of this game. They have stood tall thus far against Kell, but Kell trying to do something about that as second quarter action begins. Here is Clavon rolling right, looking to throw back left. Now going to toss towards the end zone and not able to connect that time with his intended receiver. Peyton Zachary, the freshman, was who he was trying to get, but they could not quite connect. That'll bring up 4th down.
Great play there by Clavon to almost. You want to see maybe if he could run this one. See when he breaks contain right here. Nope, he had cut. Just a good toss. Almost. Boy, a one-handed
catch almost.
And he threw that. That was a great throw under pressure. And the only place anyone could have caught it was his wide receiver.
Because that's going to bring on a field goal try here. We'll call it 37 yards. High snap, it's down. Kick is away.
Short. Oh, they gave it to him. That went over.
They gave it to him.
Man, they had to have a better view than us.
So let's credit the kicker there on that. That was Jonathan Baker, who came in and tried the field goal. That's not who I expected to be trying their field goals tonight, but Baker does come in and provide that.
Man, how did they not block it? And then it just, look, sneaks right over. Yep, umpire right there, referee.
Yeah, good camera shot to see that.
Didn't it look short for us?
And you see the new score now, 21-3, and that's bringing on the Kell resume here. Of course, undefeated thus far this season. They've scored 40 or more already 4 times. Bobby May in his first year there with the Longhorns, and his team that lost 38-14 to Beaufort in the first round last year and trying to build on that here this year. Obviously, May, great success there at Westlake before coming over here to this Kell team. And when you think about some of the best Kell teams in years past, think about a team that's kind of in the 5A classification. That's kind of back where they are now.
Yeah.
Both these coaches will tell you there's not a huge degree of difference between 6A and 5A in terms of the overall depth at the top necessarily. But if anything, maybe the 5A classification is actually a little deeper in some respects.
Yes.
But obviously this is a classification which Kell has had success before.
I feel like 5A is the most wide open bracket we're going to have.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot to beat Langston Hughes in 6A.
6A. Yeah, I mean, you start talking about Lincoln County. I mean, you start talking about Lee County, Langston Hughes, Rome. You know, all those teams are in 6.
Short kick, fielded at the 20-yard line. That's Marlowe, Jack Marlowe getting a chance to carry that. He gets nearly to midfield. So taking advantage of the short kick, turning it into a long return. Marlowe, who's a guy they're going to try to get involved offensively here at some point tonight, too. Helps him out on special teams right there.
Kell has not started off well tonight on special teams. Drop fake, drop punt, coverage a couple of times. I mean, just little things that would drive you nuts this late into the season, a game like this magnitude.
Did get the 3 points, though, so new life here for now. And Preston Clemmer on first down, the quarterback for Cambridge, going to send Marlowe in motion, movement up front with the lineman, and that's going to back him up.
Ball start. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still playing first down.
You can tell by the way they came off the ball, they were running the football. there was no pass set there. They almost fell forward.
Indeed.
71, their sophomore, 6'5", 280.
Yeah, he's the only guy that's not a 3-year starter on this offensive line. He's a sophomore, and he's 280 pounds, 6'5". So gives you an idea what they have going for them along the offensive line. Clemmer pumped a couple times, finally dropped down. You see Harry Tucker, the linebacker, coming up celebrating after that.
He wanted to throw a quick route. They had twins stacked to the top. Watch him try to get loose, and they just have to see they were going to pump and go. Pump twice. Too late at that point. Got to turn it loose. Last time they were in that stacked twins, they ran the ball to Isabor for about 60. In the same formation again, trying to take a guy out of the box. That's basically what they're doing. So right now, Kell only has 6 guys in the box. See if they run against that.
Cambridge got 4 receivers. 2 of them were stacked on each side for a moment. Now man goes in motion. Hand off up the middle, and that's Isabor again. Crossing the 50 to the 49.
Same play.
Yeah. Got about 11. Makes third down more manageable coming up.
So what they're doing is spreading the Kell defense out and trying to get a numbers game. Saying our 5 can block your 6, and our guy can make your free guy miss a tackle.
Well, this is what I love about football. You don't have to be a former coach to understand that.
No.
It's a simple
It's numbers.
It's a simple numbers game, and you can actually watch it with your eyes and have an idea of what the strategy is. Sweep handoff here. Yeah, and there to make a nice tackle is Marcavius Sabor. He's had a couple of those tonight. Wrapping up Ian Chaffin that time.
Yeah. That's not Cambridge's game. You're not going to run the edge on this Kell defense. Got to stay within your game. So far, successfully, they've been successful running right at the Kell defense.
And keep in mind, one of the strengths of the Kell team is supposed to be its defensive line, but it hasn't bothered Cambridge tonight. They're going on 4th down here. At least that's the look from Clemmer right now.
Better watch Will Taylor here. They're going to call timeout. A little different formation there. They go 7 in the box this time, Brandon. So let's see if they try to get something. They're going to have one-on-one coverage in that formation with someone like Will Taylor again, 4th and 4.
Hey, let's take a look at the Cambridge schedule. You're going to see, and it's brought to you by our friends at Rough Draft. You're going to see what Rusty talked about earlier. It's a Cambridge team that I think, like a lot of schools, because they had so much experience, had a hard time maybe finding games. But they, wanted to play tough early in the year. You lost to Denmark 17-15, lost to West Forsyth on September the 9th. But anybody will tell you, you play those tough games early, big classification teams.
Yes.
And when you play a game like this in region late in the year, you're just so much more set up for success because of that.
What's crazy for me is after tonight, they got 2 regular season games left.
Yeah,
that's how quick this thing is went.
It is amazing. And
they got 2 regular season games left, Brandon. How's that possible?
Hey, it's amazing.
We're going to punt. They're going to punt. Yep.
Yeah, so that's going to bring on Will Pettit to punt it here. Pettit's a guy that's battled some illness and just now kind of getting back to doing his full duties here. He's kind of splitting that kicking platoon with Connor Noon, and Pettit gets the punt away. It's a spiral that bounces the 15-yard line and rolls out of bounds around the 3. Wow. How about that? You couldn't have dropped it and placed it any better than that.
I mean, that was a perfect punt.
You see our Breda Pest Management score ticker. How about a good middle Georgia battle with Peach County on top Mary Persons right now, 14-3. Watch this roll out of bounds.
I mean, you're right. He couldn't have thrown it.
Yeah.
Done that.
Continue to watch those scores rolling in throughout the night. You see Elliot Kuykendall and some of those guys for Cambridge have already done so much here this evening. And how about this? Tough spot for Kell back on offense. Pressure coming. Clavon gets it away. It's a little wide receiver screen.
Yes, sir.
And going down the sideline, still on his feet there. How about Davion Hampton? Starting quarterback on this team a year ago, shifted over and become a very successful wide receiver. And man, he got him out of the back of the end zone and set him up well here. Nice play by Hampton that time.
Yeah, a little backside screen, tunnel screen there. And Hampton shows some wheels. Big drive here.
They may have caused Cambridge to jump off sides here too.
Defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
So when you make kind of an easy one to Hampton like that, and then you use a hard count to sort of cause Cambridge to jump, can you kind of sense some confidence starting to grow for Clavon here?
Absolutely. You get in the flow of the game.
This is a guy that Bobby Mace has gotten better with every week. He's going to have to hurry this time, though. Pressure coming, just kind of tosses it away.
Smart play.
And it was a smart play because, let me tell you right now, Brooks Morley had bad intentions chasing him down.
Big man like that. So you're going to run that far, you're going to try to get a bite. Don't try to get a bite. You go, big man rolls that much, trust me.
Morley.
We talk about games, Brandon. We talk about this game particular, second round. Start looking at Buford, Mill Creek. Number 2 in that region most likely goes to Moultrie, Colquitt County, second round.
Boy, that's tough. You're talking about a consolation prize. That ain't much of one right there.
Yep.
Clavon fakes the handoff, now keeping it, trying to find the block, and going to be driven out of bounds instead. There to corral him was Cole Jacoby. Jacoby's been a tackling machine thus far for Cambridge this season and was there to wrap up Clavon that time.
We talk about Clavon at quarterback, and you see the athleticism, what he's got. Brendan, I don't think people kind of understand, like, he might be a top 5, 6, 7 draft pick. Many think could be the #1 shortstop in the country in his class.
Yeah.
And can hit with power.
So I asked Bobby May about that this week because he is so good at baseball. Let's see the play here and I'll finish the story. Handoff. Once again, Cambridge just tough up the middle.
Yes, they are.
Going to force a 4th down here again.
Yep.
To finish the point really quickly, though, actually, let's wait because Cambridge is about to, I should say, Kell's about to step up here and go back quick on 4th down. Are they going to run this play inside their own territory here?
Right.
They're acting like they're going to.
Looking at numbers.
We've seen Clavon quick kick it before. And that appears to be what's going to happen again here now.
Oof, that's dangerous, that close.
Yeah, so close to the line of scrimmage. Ball rolls dead there at the 21-yard line. So you see Clavon there. I asked Bobby May, because he's so good at baseball, do you worry about him staying focused with football? And he said, no, listen, you can tell when he's between these white lines. He loves this game. He said it's easy to love something that you're good at, and even though he's a very good baseball player, he's obviously a good football player too. And
first one there, first guy there to watch the play. Look,
yeah,
that tells you that guy what kind of person he is.
No, that's a great point, Rusty.
Not hiding. He wants to see what's going on.
His counterpart, Preston Clemmer, already 2 touchdown throws for him here this evening. junior quarterback in his first year starting, but a guy that's really powered a very successful Cambridge offense, and the flag down. We've had a lot of dancing on that line of scrimmage with some folks anticipating it.
So I talked to former Georgia Tech, former Pittsburgh Steelers running back Jonathan Dwyer's on the staff here. I asked him about Clavon. He said, look, the best thing about him is whatever season he's in love with that sport. And I thought that was a great summary.
Great way to say that.
Of where he is right now.
It's a great way to say that. And it just sort of speaks to competitive fire because, I mean, the kind of baseball prospect he is, that could be obviously a lot of money. This is sort of a for the love of the game type thing here, but
No
you
doubt.
couldn't see a noticeable difference in his competitive spirit.
Okay, man, you go watch his baseball highlights, man. He's a great football player, man. He is at special baseball as well.
Clemmer tosses it out. Oof. Big hit there. Trying to get Jack Marlowe involved in the offense. We said this is something they want to do. It's his 20th catch of the season. They want more from him.
Cambridge, interesting. Cambridge had a lot of early success at running. Now they're trying to kind of throw the ball a little bit. See if they get back in this thing, get downhill back on Kell a little bit.
So lost a yard on that first down reception. Makes it 2nd and 11. Under 8 minutes to go in our first half. Formation we've seen before. 4 receivers stacked on top of each other on each side. There's Isabor. And he fought and got something, which was not easy to do against that Kell defensive front.
Justin Logan, junior linebacker there, steps in. They've seen that formation now a couple of times. Game within the game. Talk about it every single week. Game within the game. See Carrollton up on Pebblebrook. Man, what a team we saw last week.
Yeah, we were impressed. I thought I was very impressed with what we saw from Carrollton. Kell students making a lot of noise here on 3rd down. Clemmer throwing sideline. First down yardage for Will Taylor. What another nice catch from him.
Telling you, he is a extremely polished route runner. When he comes out of this break, Clemmer throws the ball. He has to anticipate that throw. You see him come out of the break? That's just, you have to do a lot of work to have that timing.
What kind of college attention is Taylor getting right now?
Right, not enough. You know, I mean, every year, and I talked to Coach Bennett a little bit about him, and I can tell you this, and I can say it without hesitation. As November comes on and the schools get to the campuses in December, the coaches, Will Taylor's recruitment will pick up.
Got about 3 on that rushing play there. See Craig Bennett doing a great job here with this Cambridge program. Handoff here. More tough sledding up there in the front.
Much better. Kell's defensive line doing much better with that.
That's Joshua Barker. Really one of the best defensive linemen that we're going to see in terms of what he provides this Kell team, and he's there to make that stop.
He's so low to the ground. It's got to be a nightmare to mess with him. He's so strong and leverage-wise.
And here on 3rd down, Kell senses the chance.
Bottom of the field, 1-on-1.
That's Taylor bottom of your screen. Already 2 touchdowns tonight. Now they go to the ground instead. And fighting, but coming up just about a yard short. Going to bring up 4th down. Isabor was the ball carrier, just shy of the yard to gain.
The way the defense has been playing, I mean, you punt right here, but he's calling a formation.
Yeah, we've seen Kell toy with going it on 4th and then quick kicking. Don't expect Clemmer to quick kick it, but doesn't mean they have to run a play. We'll see if they do on 4th and 1. Marlowe goes in motion.
They run it.
And they run it. And I don't know that he got there. It is going to be spot dependent.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
they're going to say he got it. They're going to say he got it.
Oh, wow.
Boy, I wasn't sure from my angle, but admittedly my angle is not necessarily accurate.
Yeah, let's see right here. That is, and the way they spotted it and just said it's first, I mean, they had better view.
Wasn't by much, though.
No,
you can't imagine.
no.
You can't imagine that was by miles.
No.
Clock about to go under 5 minutes. Clutch 4th down conversion from Cambridge. Fake handoff. Clemmer now throwing towards the middle. And a flag gets drawn. Taylor was the intended target. They had a couple of guys blanketing with coverage, and they may have had a little too much bumping going on.
Yeah, I believe they had him. Let's see. Just a little RPO, basically a slant.
Yeah, so that's not what you want if you're a Kell fan.
15-yard penalty, first down.
So Cambridge goes on 4th, gets the yardage they need, then tries to strike with Taylor, and you can tell they're going to be aware of where number 2 is every time he's, the target there.
Breda pass management ticker. Look at Hiram staying in McCartersville after upsetting Calhoun last week.
No doubt about that. Big story coming into that region, which, by the way, I think we would say is a matchup potentially round 2 in this region. So
correct.
You got to know these folks here on both sides of the field tonight are looking very closely at what's going to be going on with that.
Got a 25-14 halftime score, Buford over at Mill Creek.
So if that were to continue, just given how well Mill Creek's been playing, now listen, everybody knows how good Buford is, but I'm saying, but if that were to continue, that's quite a statement by Buford tonight. If it continues.
I picked Mill Creek.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting here saying I didn't. Mill Creek's been playing well all year.
Here's Marlowe on the jet sweep. Look at him down the sideline. One man to beat, finally knocked down the 6-yard line.
Brandon, the best thing he does, other than rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, is he covers the ball up with both hands. Watch him cover the ball up with both hands as he knows contact's coming at the end. Watch him put his other hand on here and wrap this up right here. See that?
Yeah.
That is coaching.
37 yards in the carry by Marlowe. No KJ Jefferson extension with the football on that one.
Not doing that. Nope. No.
Red Zone presented by HendrickCars.com. Isabor in the middle.
Play,
Big stop that time. Nowhere for him to go. Kell defense stands tall on that. You see Cy Simmons, the linebacker, feeling pretty good about himself.
Nice play there. You can just step. See that? Step in between the guys, head up. Perfect tackle.
I mean, how about that? You lower the shoulder right there. That's 2 guys that embrace that contact.
Football.
And it's as clean as a whistle. That is good-looking football. You see Barker there, right there, too.
1-on-1 in the hole.
Boy, it's fun down here near the goal line with these 2 lines of scrimmage. Clemmer rolling, setting up a screenplay. He's going to get his guy in for the touchdown.
Wow.
There to haul that one in. And extend the lead for Cambridge. How about that? Getting involved in the offense that time was Drew Pettit.
Absolutely love the play call there. Everybody, second goal, thinking run. Good fake there, and getting rid of the ball by Clemmer. Just flipping his hips, getting rid of it, knowing his guy is open for a second. And I'm telling you, this one, this is a big surprise right now.
It's a major statement for sure. It is a major statement. So Noon adds another extra point. It's now 28-3. I don't know that anybody saw this big a margin coming so quickly in this game, but the Bears making a major statement on the road right now.
In sports, an edge is everything. Hard work, practice.
Let's stay focused out there.
It all adds up for your athletes. But what about your field? The right surface is a powerful advantage that allows them to train effectively and safely.
Here we go.
And when the lights come on, your team will be ready to win. You bring the vision, we'll bring it to life. Sports Turf.
This is how we do it.
What's so great about being a Kroger Boost member? Free delivery on the Kroger products you love, and more rewards too, like double fuel points on everything you buy. Experience a new level of membership, starting as low as $59 a year with Boost by Kroger Plus. Learn more at Kroger.com today.
Beginning the morning you opened your eyes, we spent every waking moment preparing you for the day you'd leave our nest. Whether it's driving to practice or helping with homework, it's all prepared you for, what am I going to be when I grow up? Will you be ready?
After much thought, I made my decision to take my talents to the IBEW Local 613.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers is not simply a job, it's a career. Visit IBEW613.org to begin a new future today.
We press on for you because it's our mission. Dedicated to investigation because the facts matter. Fueled with determination because it's our calling. Driven by passion because you deserve to know what's really going on. Please support real journalism.
Welcome back, everybody. We got more football coming up. But first, I got to tell you something. Did you know that we got flying squirrels here in Georgia? I'm talking about southern flying squirrels, to be exact. You know, critters like that love to get into our attics and our basements, especially this time of year where they're protected from predators. So if you hear that scratching in your attic, don't draw straws to see who's going up there to do the checking. Just call our friends at Breda Pest Management. They'll do that for you, and they'll get rid of it for you there as well. You can find out more at BredaPest.com. That's B-R-E-D-A. BredaPest.com for a lot more on that. So 28-3 is our score. Brandon Adams, Rusty Manziel, Kaylee Manziel coming up in about 3 minutes, 30 seconds with a halftime show for you. And we're watching a lot of the Bears here thus far. 12 plays, 79 yards, 4 minutes, 58 seconds. How about Drew Pettit getting a touchdown reception there? Of course, that's scoring summary brought to you, speaking of our friends at Breda Pest Management, by Breda Pest Management.
Certainly didn't see this.
Not this score, not this margin,
no.
Not so soon.
And there's a lot of football because Kell is so explosive. You got a player like Bryce Clavon, but they've got to regroup pretty quickly.
Will Pettit kick going to be dropped inside the 10, now scooped back up again. And kick return comes across the 30-yard line. So what could have been another special teams disaster is actually averted. Ends up being a pretty nice return that time by Davian Hampton. So Kell goes back on offense. Let me tell you something. It has gotten late early.
It has. I mean, listen, everything Cambridge has done. I mean, defensively, shut them down. Offensively, made big plays. Tackled well. Been able to run. Flimmer, got rid of the ball right there on a great play call.
So Kell really needs it offensively here. They set up the jet sweep play. Coming across the 35-yard line, getting up to around the 38. Good job that time by Peyton Zachary, the freshman. I believe that's his first touch of the evening. They've targeted him once prior, but I believe that's his first official touch.
Yeah, he almost had the ball on that little
one-handed touchdown.
One-handed touchdown, yeah.
So he gets 5 on first down, and we'll see if Kell can build on that. Pressure coming again, but he gets the blocking that he needs, and now he finds Zachary.
Yep.
Crossing the 40 into Bears territory. 22 on that one.
Great job by the Kell offensive line. Look, that's the first time he's had a lot of time tonight. See that? 1,003, 1,004. You give him 4 seconds, and he's going to find a guy like Zachary.
Indeed, that's the case. 3 receivers right side. Clavon fakes the throw, now just runs straight ahead. How about this? Still on his feet, gets a block, and finally dances out of bounds around the 10-yard line.
They go 3 by 1. He wants to throw a quick hitch almost. It's not there. Watch him. He wants to look to the right. He wants to throw it. It's not there. He's gone.
I mean, he
turned the Jets
electric when he went to that extra gear in the red zone now. Presented by HendrickCars.com.
This would be, Brandon, a huge, huge answer by Kell.
They have had pedal to the metal on this drive. We'll see how Cambridge responds defensively. Here's Clavon again. Shakes off a tackle in the backfield, still on his feet. Got something out of what looked to be a tackle for loss, but Clavon shook it off.
I'm telling you, he's not the biggest guy. But to be able to run through arm tackles like that tells you how strong he is, especially lower body.
Trying that hard count again. It's worked before, but it doesn't that time. Now receivers going to shift back inside, bunch the formation a little bit more, rearrange themselves. Now everybody's set for a 2nd down and 8 play. Pressure coming from Cambridge again. Picked up pretty well. Clavon sidearm throw.
Watching a little too much Sunday Night Football there. That's a Kansas City toss there.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a Patrick Mahomes. That's also like a turn 2 double play type throw as well.
Yep. It's hard to do, man. You watch that guy on TV every week. It's incredible, but still a good play by Clavon to be able to step up in the pocket to be able to try to even deliver that ball.
Well, he's obviously an elite athlete, but guys like Patrick Mahomes make it look easier than it is.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about, what, 6'2", 215, 220 doing that as well.
It's kind of like you see Clavon take the snap.
Got time.
Now throwing end zone. Not able to connect. I was trying to hit Zachary again.
That flag down?
Penalty flag on the field.
All right, we'll see what the call is here. It'll be 3rd down if we don't get an official whistle. Referee's having a little bit of a sidebar, the officiating crew.
Personal foul. Defense. Pass the distance to goal. Still play 3rd down.
Man, that is a backbreaker.
It is. Did you see it, Rusty?
I did not see it. It might have been, in the box there, but did not see it.
Yeah, that's a big one.
I mean, that was 3rd and 8?
Yeah, it would have been a 3rd and, sizable.
Yep.
Third down.
Yeah, so
that's the same rule we've seen now. Every week we've seen this.
Oh, that's exactly right. It's not an automatic 1st down. Right, we're going to have to correct ourselves again on that.
Yep.
And it's a running play instead. That was Washington, the junior, who got a chance to carry it.
Now I think he got he was able to get a first. Yeah, 1st down.
So they had a 1st down they could make, and they have made it. So now it's 1st and goal. But after the 15-yard penalty, that was not an automatic 1st down. And Rusty's right. That's a rule that we've encountered here.
We've learned that rule.
That's exactly right. Different than the other levels of football, of course.
Yep. Look at this jumbo set. Pistol formation. Got big 0 in there. Got 2 big guys in front of the running back.
Yeah, you really have quite a look here offensively from Kell.
Yeah, that's the heavy pistol, I believe.
Here comes Clavon, and just going to use his legs, and how about that?
Nice
From
guy.
2 yards out, I don't know what to do to stop that, because that is unbridled speed.
Yep. That's called giddy up, and he's got it. Great answer by Kell. Had to have that, Brandon. Had to have it. 29's got him.
And he just
too fast.
He just found that extra gear.
DJ Bent, once he caught his eyes looking inside, it was too late. Clavon comes right by him.
So extra point try could make this feel like a very different kind of game. The kick is away, and it is good. And now you're talking about 28-10. All of a sudden now, the feeling here starts to change. And, of course, Kell, we'll take a look at their schedule here, brought to you by Rough Draft. What you don't really see, Rusty, with the exception of maybe closer you would have thought it would have been game against the Yellow Jackets of Sprayberry, you haven't really seen Kell tested a lot coming in tonight.
Certainly not down 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, it's, kind of a blowout win against Cherokee Bluff, relatively easy against Allatoona, 47-7 against Northview, Centennial, even, that game, at least by the final margin, pretty comfortable. So it's a little bit different paths these two teams have, come together. And it's no fault of Kell. You're supposed to win the game as easily as you can. That's their job. But we have not seen them in a situation yet this year like they find themselves in tonight.
And as a coaching staff, you don't ever want to get in this situation. But now that you're here, you're going to find out about your team real quick. Because Cambridge now can get the ball back to start the second half. Am I correct? Cambridge gets the ball back to the second half?
Yep. So scoring summary here presented by Breda Pest Management. 8 plays, 67 yards, minute 27 on the clock. And to me, that score changes everything, Rusty. All of a sudden now you're talking about, I would say needing to play for the full 48 minutes now. Short kick. That's an interesting decision. It's rolling. That's free.
Got it.
And heads up play that time by Pettit to fall on it. Pettit's got a touchdown already tonight, and he kind of went Willie Mays over the shoulder to catch that short kick.
Now with field position and 3 timeouts, what does Cambridge do here? They go 2-minute offense, try to steal back some points because they can go 2 for 1 right here possession-wise.
Look, I know that kicking it off is always an adventure. Are you surprised that they went short kick that time?
Yes. Yeah, I am, to be honest there. And you never know. The kicker may have missed it.
Yeah.
May have missed it. Numbers in the box. They want to run.
So Clemmer keeps it himself, fakes the handoff to Isabor, keeps it himself, and whole bunch of Longhorns are there to help make that tackle, including Barker again.
Yeah, big Barker there closes that gap down. I think Cambridge is going to make they're going to go in and certainly be happy up 18 at half.
You're about to tick under a half minute to go in the first half, and it is all Cambridge early, and yet the Kell score near the end of the half, I think, is going to make the Longhorns feeling like they go into the half with something to build on. It certainly seems like Cambridge for now. Although now, now Clemmer's going to wind it up. He's going to throw it deep. How about this?
He throws it up.
It's up for grabs. Marlowe was the intended receiver, and the ball finally fell harmlessly to the ground. So I thought Cambridge was content to kind of do a casual exit to the half, and then they swung for the fences right there on the final play. So credit to them for being aggressive. All right, we got a fun halftime for you coming up. We'll give you an update on key games around the state. We'll also kind of show you some of the pageantry here from homecoming at Kell High School. What a time to be here, and glad to have you with us here on Peachtree TV.
Atlanta weather is a hot mess. There's always something to watch out for.
We all know what a drop of rain does to your drive.
That's why you need a weather team that puts you first.
With First Alert weather.
Your first alert minutes before it gets to your house.
Hours before it hits the highways. Days before it threatens. We are the most accurate team
with the most weather experts.
So you have more time to prepare.
We are Atlanta News First, and this is why we First Alert.
Get exclusive offers on select new Volvo models. Contact your Volvo retailer to learn more.
It really touches my heart that individuals at Ingalls treat you like family. They invest their love into you, they invest their business into you, and they give back to communities in rural areas like ours. I don't know exactly where family farmers like mine would be without Ingalls supermarkets.
Life is busy, so come to Shell and get 3 things done at once. First, fill up with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus to help keep your engine running like new.
Nice.
Then save up with the Fuel Rewards program and never pay full price for gas again.
Oh, wow.
And finally, snack up to save even more at the pump.
That's great.
Make the most of the stop you need to make with Shell.
Wait, there's 3 of me? Awesome. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Sports Turf Halftime Show. I'm Kaylee Mansell, and here I have with me Randy Beal of GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Randy is back and better than ever. We missed you last week. Always so good to have you on.
Well, it's glad to be back. What a cold night, but it is fun to be here.
Hey, cold is a mindset.
That's right. Okay.
Well, Randy, with high school career fairs coming up, talk to me a little bit about the Youth Build program and how is it funded?
Yeah, sure. So it's funded by the Department of Labor, 80%, 20% private funded, and it's a program for 16 to 24-year-olds who have had some social and economic difficulties. And so we bring them into the program, we help them get their GED, high school diploma, and then we turn them out and get them some construction experience and get them on their way in apprenticeship.
And what are some other ways you do to help accommodate for those who are minorities and those who may have faced social or economic hardships in the past?
Yeah, so one of the biggest barriers is transportation, and so we came up with a program called 4 Wheels for Work, And we're currently have given away 6 cars. All 6 of those are still working in the trades. And so that's one way we can overcome the barrier of transportation. We also do a thing called Insure the Ride, where we pay insurance for 3 months for that person who received the car.
And you mentioned that all 6 of those people have stayed. And speaking of that, when you look at a career, GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com, we talk about the youth. It's beneficial for them because, the money coming out of it, no college debt. But what is it about it that makes people stay?
Yeah, it's a great question. So portability. So once you become a journey person, you can take that trade anywhere in the country and work, and you'll get the wage at that local area. Retirement, we get to retire at a good age. So I'm 52. I can leave at 55. And that's a great thing. Our insurance is terrific. So there's a lot of things that make it worthwhile to stick with it for a career.
And you talk about benefits. Tell me a little bit more about some of the short-term and long-term benefits of working with Georgia Construction Careers.
So, short-term benefits are you're getting an education very quickly, so you're getting to see results very fast. It's good to see at the end of the day something that you put up and that you did. Long-term benefits is just, it's neat to ride through downtown Atlanta and see buildings that I helped build that are actually still standing. So I actually knew what I was doing. But, it's just really fun to have a career where you can look back and see what you did.
And even though we haven't got to have the trailer here the last couple of weeks, for those who have been with us all season long, Randy brought us a nice new trailer. What updates have been made to it?
So we have 4 TVs inside, some VR headsets. We have a heater that we could have used tonight. Would have been nice. But we need to get some satellite TV so we can hear your dad up in the booth call the game. Maybe that's next.
Talk about space heater. Space heater season is coming up next. I expect that we'll have one next week, maybe?
We will have a propane heater here.
Absolutely, Randy. Always a pleasure to have you
Thank
on.
you.
So great to have you. But hey, make sure to stay tuned. We will be right back with more after the break.
Succeed sooner. Whether your high school student is planning to attend a 4-year university or looking to obtain a career skill for quicker entry into the workforce, the dual enrollment program at one of Georgia's 22 technical colleges is a great place to start. Students may choose from a variety of programs such as healthcare sciences, welding, cybersecurity, aviation, video production, and more. Double the credit, half the time.
My marriage kind of took a different path. He told me he was not moving back into the home. My biggest fear was the unknown. What would happen with the children and myself? What would happen with the house? I found Meriwether and Tharp. They told me that they would walk me through this divorce, and they did that tenfold. You need an attorney. You need the best attorney, and that's going to be Meriwether and Tharp.
Man, you know how to do this? Man, I don't even know. I was flipping burgers last week.
Violation, unsportsmanlike conduct, impersonating a craftsman.
Skilled trade unions are well-trained career pros, not part-timers. Construction is a rewarding and lucrative career with the advancement potential, but you have to do it the right way with the right training. Learn how you can be a pro. Find your career at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
Introducing Gatorade Fit. Fitness starts from the inside out. Get healthy, real hydration and no added sugar, artificial sweeteners, or added colors. Fitness starts from within. Gatorade Fit. Healthy, real hydration. All G.
Hendrick, you're ready for a new truck or SUV, but actually finding what you want is really tough right now. Well, Hendrick has it. Visit HendrickCars.com and shop over 10,000 new and pre-owned vehicles from our nationwide inventory. We have all of your favorite trucks and SUVs, with more arriving daily. If you don't see the exact one you're looking for, no problem. We can order it and have it built exactly how you want it. Your search for your next vehicle ends right here. Shop HendrickCars.com.
The Atlanta Falcons are continuing to change the game on season ticket benefits. Join the Falcons family in 2022 for more games, more access, and more value than ever before. Included tickets to our biggest season yet at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, with 9 regular season home games, plus ultimate ticket flexibility with the ability to exchange tickets for games you can't attend, free gear for all members, and free away game tickets. Select your seat today. Rise up.
Welcome back to the Sports Turf Halftime Show. I'm Kaylee Mansell, and this time we are bringing in Rusty Mansell. You may know him as our color commentator. I know him as Dad, but tonight we're going to recognize him as the co-chairman for the High School Football Hall of Fame. Now, before we break down some of the questions for next weekend, can we both agree? I think we've had every single game up until this point be homecoming.
Yeah, I think we have. I was sitting here thinking, look, there's some proud parents out here, and I know it's that's such a big night. One of those lifelong memories these young ladies and young men are experiencing tonight.
And I know that I'm super excited for next week. I know you've got to be excited, but let's talk about, where did the idea for this come from and what's gone on to initiate it?
Certainly, I.J. Rosenberg, executive producer and Score Atlanta, he came to us with this idea. Came to us with this idea back in early spring last year, and I thought, you know what? It's hard to believe the state of Georgia doesn't have a football-only high school football Hall of Fame, and it really started with there and just a lot of work from a lot of people. But, man, next week in Atlanta at the College Football Hall of Fame is going to be truly a night to remember and a long, long, long overdue, first inaugural class in the Georgia Football High School Hall of Fame.
And speaking of that first inaugural class, how did the selection process go, and what was the criteria for it?
My goodness, we started with a bunch of phone calls every week. Then we started once every 2 weeks, and really and truthfully, there was so much good discussion. I mean, there was a lot of things that went into this first class. Ultimately, we got it down to 100. We got 9 guys that's in the NFL Hall of Fame that played in high school football in Georgia that were automatically in. Then we had to vote in 36 players. And let me tell you something, it was hard, and a lot of people asked me different things. This is just the first class. We're going to do this every year. It's going to take us a while to catch up, but I promise you next week, this inaugural class is a who's who. And we can look at some of those names right here that are going in next week. So excited. You look at these guys. Andre Hastings, one of the biggest recruitments ever. Sports Illustrated covered him. You look at Charlie Ward, Heisman Trophy winner, national championship, played basketball. Garrison Hurst, George Rogers, Heisman Trophy, be there. Herschel Walker, Heisman Trophy, national championship, he's going to be there. Jeff Rancour, one of the best football players ever in Gwinnett County. Eric Zier, Eric Berry, Creekside, Pat Dye, Terrence Edwards, Tracy Rocker, all these people. Larry Kennebrew from my hometown, East Strom, local legend, Matt Stinchcomb. So many stories to tell next week. I cannot wait to be there to shake these people's hands and their families who are all going to be represented next week at the Georgia High School Hall of Fame inaugural class. Excited. It really hit me this week talking to I.J. Rosenberg and just really settling in on how this thing is going to lay out. And I promise you this, it is going to be a first-class event. And all the work that's went in behind the scenes by Score Atlanta. You can get your tickets. You can scan. You can go on scoreatlanta.com. You can scan that barcode right there. There's still tickets. You can go. There's also going to be an autograph session afterwards. You're talking about Heisman Trophy winners, national champions, some of the best players in the history of high school football in this country, college football, NFL. So many great people going to be there. So excited to attend this event.
Absolutely. Now, when you look at some of the names on the list, there are some that we know and love, but who's a player on that list that you think has a story that needs to be heard that's made flown under the radar?
There's so many of them, but, the guy that I hear so much about is Andy Johnson, who was a former, quarterback at the University of Georgia in the early 70s. Listen to my head coach, Lynn Honeycutt, who played at Georgia, listening to Buck Ballou, who won the national championship, talking about him watching Andy Johnson play in high school and how he was in awe of Athens High School playing Valdosta at one point. So I'm just really excited to meet all those people and to hear these stories. And I'm telling you right now, there's so many stories that people don't know. That's what's going to be a benefit to this thing. We can bring those stories from the 30s, 40s, 50s, introduce you to people that were dominant during their time.
Absolutely. Well, Rusty, we appreciate you guys bringing these stories to life. Now I'll let you go ahead and get a break, have your Coke Zero before you go back on air, and I can't wait to walk the red carpet with you next weekend. Make sure to stay tuned because we'll be back with more after this right here on Peachtree TV.
We changed our fries to make them hot and crispy every single time.
High five.
And every single time, Toby insists we high five.
High five. High five. High five. It'll catch on, right?
Try Wendy's hot and crispy fries, preferred almost 2-to-1 over McDonald's.
Being on the field between the hedges when 93,000 fans are calling the dogs is special.
Even on the road, it fires us up to fight hard to bring home a win.
It's our battle cry. It's a tradition every Georgia Bulldog fan loves.
This tradition is brought to you by your local Ford dealer, where you'll find F-150, the best-selling full-size pickup in Georgia. Now get 2.9% APR financing for 60 months on the 2022 Ford F-150, only at your local Ford dealer.
Go Dogs.
Life is busy, so come to Shell and get 3 things done at once. First, fill up with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus to help keep your engine running like new.
Nice.
Then save up with the Fuel Rewards program and never pay full price for gas again.
Oh, wow.
And finally, snack up to save even more at the pump.
That's great.
Make the most of the stop you need to make with Shell.
Wait, there's 3 of me? Awesome.
Mom, we need to talk to you about Yorgos.
Don't you think it's a little odd he showed up in your life right when you became a gigillionaire?
He's a gig digger, Mom. He's using you for your AT&T fiber.
Now that it has hyper gig speeds, he spends half the day shirtless playing VR games.
Kids, why do you think I became a gigillionaire in the first place?
Yes, I am Yorgos.
We know.
Live like a gigillionaire with AT&T Fiber. Now with speeds up to 5 gigs. Limited availability.
Back again, huh? You must love losing.
You're buying the next one.
You gotta win one first.
Okay.
Mix and match your 2 favorites for $3.29 at any size soft drink for $1. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
And welcome back to our Sports Star Halftime Show. I'm Kaylee Mansell, and it's time to bring in our halftime guest presented by Personal Touch Lawn Care. Here I have with me Jeff Birch, who is not only the athletic director here at Kell, but also the assistant principal.
Yeah, this is a new role for me. So I was just an athletic director at Centennial High School for 7 years. I helped out the admin team. I was part of the admin team. But this is my first year as an assistant principal, and it's been an awesome change. Absolutely love the community. Absolutely love just what I do day to day. It never feels like going to work. It's just an awesome experience to be a part of these kids' lives.
And from what I understand, in your time at Centennial, you were a soccer coach, correct?
I was. So I coached boys soccer initially, and then girls soccer. I was the head coach for several years. I had some amazing teams, some really good success there, and really learned how to run a program and to really build things up, and it really expanded my capacity. But I think the bigger thing is when you're a coach, it teaches you how to be a better teacher. It teaches you how to be more patient, to work with different students and everything else. And that's why I love the mix of teaching and coaching. I think they just go together so well.
And speaking of working with students, you are the 11th grade assistant principal here at Kell, and 11th grade is really the time when you have to start getting serious about where you're going to go to school. How do you help prepare those 11th graders for starting to get into thinking about the next level of education?
So the biggest thing I have to do as an administrator is make sure they're focusing on their schoolwork. We have an excellent system here where the phrase we use is we don't let students opt out of learning. So we do make sure that behaviorally we're keeping them in check. So their focus is on education, their focus is on learning and everything else. And as an assistant principal, that's really my stress and focus. And I'm lucky. I have a great group of 11th graders. I rarely have discipline. I rarely have any of that stuff. So it really helps me to work as an athletic director as much as possible.
Now, before the game, I had the privilege to talk to Bobby May, who's in his first year coaching here. How has he impressed you so far, and what has he done for not only this football team, but for the community as well?
So I knew Coach May before he got to Kell, and he was hired before I was, but that was one of the draws to the community was our relationship. And I know how great he is with the kids. I know how well he prepares his team, and I know how well and how organized he can be. Well, at the same time, absolutely getting the most out of our student athletes. He's amazingly supportive. Anytime we need anything, make sure our kids are student first and everything else. He's right there behind it. And of course, he's a very successful football coach. He's had a ton of great athletes, and he's just continuing his amazing career here at Kell, and we're excited to have him. He's fit right into the community.
Now, we just had homecoming court behind us, and I imagine as AD and assistant principal that you have to play a big role in homecoming. So when you've got homecoming going on, you know you're going to be on TV this week. What did your week look like?
So we also hosted the region volleyball tournament, which our team's still alive, so we're still playing tomorrow. I can't wait for that. We'll be playing in the morning, but so we hosted that. Last night out here, we had a great parade with our whole community. We had a whole fall festival with bounce houses, food trucks, everything else. And then, of course, today with our pep rally, and that was busy, and then, getting ready for the game and everything else. But the biggest thing is the community here, every teacher, every administrator, everybody steps up and does their part. And that family and community is one of the things that make this so unique. I mean, I love all the schools I've been at, but this has been just a truly incredible experience in year one.
Absolutely. Well, we thank you for your time. We know you are a busy man, so we'll let you get back out there, rub some shoulders, but thank you for coming on. It means a lot.
Thank you. I appreciate it, and we look forward to a great second half.
Absolutely. Back to you, Brandon and Rusty.
Kaylee, thank you so much. And you hear the administration getting a chance to speak there. And you talked to Bobby May this week, the first-year Kell coach. Ask him, hey, we talked to you at the beginning of the season. How's your first year going? Do you feel like you're getting settled in here? And that's one of the things that he talked to us about so much. And really, in multiple conversations this year, it's kind of echoed the same thing. You know, successful, but, you know, have a chance to come to a place like this. Really feel like you're going to get the ultimate support from your principal, from your athletic director. And you know how important that is to these coaches. And Bobby May, you know, couldn't sing the praises enough of the way in which the community here at Kell supports what it is they're trying to do from a football mission standpoint.
You leave a place like Westlake and you had that thing rolling. You got Division I athletes all over the place. It had to check every box for him to go here, to come to Kell.
No doubt about that. Well, speaking of having it rolling, that's exactly what Cambridge did in the first half. Kell's got some work to do in the second. Let's see our halftime highlights here, brought to you by Gatorade. It began with a miscue on the first snap of the game, setting up at that point in time Cambridge getting Isabor, the running back, Christian Isabor, found the end zone, took a big hit, but got the Bears on the board to begin things. And then after that, well, you finally get a chance to see what Bryce Clavon can do, the athleticism, although defensively, Cambridge was really all over him a lot here in the first half there, too.
Yeah, they bottled him up just about for about everything. And then Will Taylor, again, he kind of was that weapon that gave Kell issues. I went one man-to-man with him, and he got him twice for 2 touchdowns. But this young man right here certainly had a great first half, and you see him almost take this one to the house. He had several explosive runs in the first half.
Yeah, you thought that might be Isabor's second touchdown of the game. Instead, it became Will Taylor's second touchdown of the game, and a beautiful route, well executed, to set him up for that.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, look, our guy's going to beat you. You see him, that was a lot of the first half there.
Hard yards being run by Isabor. Then here's Clavon, who faked the pass using his legs, and at this point in time, it was Kell finally knocking on that door.
Yeah, they found a little momentum with that. So we'll see if that carries over into the second half.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So 28-10 is our score. And as you said, Rusty, that chance to kind of build some momentum and see for a Kell team that had to have been shell-shocked a little bit when they got down to the big deficit. We'll see how they respond to that when second half play begins, coming up after a quick timeout. We are Drive for the GHSA state title presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com, and we've got second half action coming up for you right after that.
Sweetheart, please don't forget to wear your seatbelt. I got it, Mom.
It's a really nice day living in the right space. Breathing your grace got me feeling some kind of way.
In the blink of an eye, so many tomorrows can disappear. Buckle up for your future, every trip, every time. A message from the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
Planting season is here, and it's time to get your yard looking its best. So treat your yard to the perfect touch from the professionals at Personal Touch Lawn Care. Mowing, maintenance, design, and construction. Personal Touch Lawn Care does it all.
If my yard is taken care of, it's one thing off my list that I don't have to worry about.
Sign up now for monthly maintenance and get the 12th month free.
Big enough to serve you, small enough to know you.
Personal Touch Lawn Care, 770-908-1238 or online at ptlcatlanta.com.
Yikey Wawa! Running out of hot water is one way your water heater cries out for help. Call R.S. Andrews. Get a water heater rejuvenation. Your water heater gets added life, you get more hot water. Another way R.S. Andrews makes you smile today.
I've used R.S. Andrews 15 years, purchased 2 heating and air systems, so I rely on their technicians for service. I call, they come, it's fixed. And I appreciate Andrews' commitment. He gives it his all. That's how R.S. Andrews makes me smile.
SMART is sheet metal, air, rail, and transportation.
We fabricate and install HVAC systems, ductwork.
You can't just go to Home Depot and buy our product. You have to build our product.
If you can dream it, we can build it. That's our motto.
Our sheet metal workers are really proud of that work. They want to look back and go to a Falcons game with their family and point up to show what they did.
We press on for you because it's our mission. Dedicated to investigation because the facts matter. Fueled with determination because it's our calling. Driven by passion because you deserve to know what's really going on. Please support real journalism.
The drive for the GHSA state title is presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Transform your future today.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Drive for the GHSA state title presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Brandon Adams, Rusty Mansell. We've seen some fantastic halftime homecoming festivities here at Kell High School. Really a beautiful ceremony to celebrate their homecoming court, and a wonderful performance by the Kell marching band, a part of that. Of course, now the student section having a good time too. We've seen great student sections in virtually every game we've had thus far this year. And we
got rid of the safety vest this week.
Yeah, exactly. You don't see a lot of the safety vest, the orange stuff like you've seen. It's more of a gold motif here for Kell this week. And third quarter action about to get underway. We'll keep our eye on scores from across the state. And we'll obviously, no doubt, have a lot of folks tuning in with curiosity to see Cambridge. Not a surprise to be winning, but a surprise to have been winning 28-3 at one point, now 28-10. So final 24 minutes here going to tell quite a story. As we watch this, we'll continue to watch action across the state with our Braden Pest Management score ticker, including Carrollton after a big region win last week, also up big on Pebblebrook, 42-6. That's a pretty good Pebblebrook team that's on the wrong side of that. Yeah, fielded that with the knee to open things up. That was Jack Marlowe. And so underway here in the second half, Cambridge with the football and an 18-point lead.
See, that's a surprise. Harrison 1-5 over North Paulding right now. Marietta 2-5, had to play a tough schedule up on McEachern. They could move to 2-0 in that region.
That's exactly right.
So you could see potentially a 5-5 Marietta as region champs.
And nobody would want to play the play.
No, absolutely.
Those 5 losses would be meaningless to any would-be opponent in the postseason.
No doubt.
Grayson Hill we'll see next week on top of the Comets of South Gwinnett right now, 28-7. And Walton bouncing back here, 28-7 against Kennesaw Mountain right now.
Big time.
That's another game, not surprising that Walton might win, but that's a margin that's higher than you would have expected.
Encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty, still playing first down.
So once again, we've had a lot of this with the line of scrimmage stuff, whether it be offensive line jumping off or defensive line getting a little bit of a jump. We've had a lot of that.
Yeah, just lack of concentration right there. And at this point in the season, drive you nuts as a coach to give up 5 quick, easy ones to start the second half.
4 receivers, 1 in the slot. That's Marlowe going in motion. Handoff is to Isabor. Isabor looking for that block and gets it. Spins his way to the 38-yard line. Got about 9 that time. And that'll move the chains again. You see Craig Bennett, coach of the Bears. Second round exit in the playoff a year ago. Hard fought. I'm talking about just absolute slugfest game against a power program from South Georgia and Lee County. A chance to build on that here with 18 starters returning from that team from a year ago. Clemmer taking his time. Whistle blows again. It's a little bit of a slow start here in the second half.
We kind of talk about that.
Offense, 5-yard penalty.
We always kind of chuckle that we get here, it takes 2 hours to warm up before the game. They go sit down for 20 minutes. They come out at 2-minute warm up and they're ready to play second half.
It's a great point. It's a little bit of an imbalance there. Yeah. And it is, I would say, considerably colder than it was when this game kicked off now, too. Clemmer throwing, trying to connect with Taylor. Just barely misfired, though.
A little bit behind the intended receiver there.
Yeah, Taylor looked like he had a step that time, but may have been, as you said, just a little bit behind him. Of course, Taylor, if you're just joining us, already has 2 touchdowns through the air. Senior wide receiver.
Came to MVP camp down in Valdosta last year. he just competes, man. He's going to make somebody a really good football player on the next level.
As we told you in the first half, more than 900 yards receiving last year, but they're running it more as a team this year, so his number's a little lower. But that does not stop him from getting involved in this offense in a big way.
Big Marlowe, Jack Marlowe.
Yeah, that's Jack Marlowe catching that football.
Good ball here by Clemmer. Lifts his hips and just kind of tosses it in there.
And that's one of the things that Craig Bennett did tell us coming into tonight was they do want to target Marlowe more. So we see him kind of involved in the jet sweep situation, catching the football there. So making good on that promise to get the senior going here. Coming into tonight, 19 catches, 252 yards. Also 5 rushing touchdowns in the season, too, to go along with 2 through the air. So it's not as if he hasn't been part of the offense. They just view him as a valuable commodity. He's the man going in motion, too. And Isabor in the backfield. Nice job that time. Marcavius Sabor's had some good tackles tonight.
Yep.
And that was a good one on Isabor.
ScoreAtlanta.com reported that Isabor got a preferred walk-on to University of Miami today as a running back.
Oh, that's great to hear.
Yeah. This performance certainly hasn't hurt his recruiting at all.
No, it has not. A little bit of defensive changes here for Kell.
Got one-on-one at the bottom.
Now looking at second down. Clemmer with the handoff. Isabor again. Isabor fights his way near the 40. Got about 5 that time on second down.
Was it Coach Bennett's daughter was the kicker last year?
That's exactly right. Speaking of preferred walk-on, so she's actually a student at Valdosta State, and she has walked on to that program and is basically participating in the program as a kicker. She kicked PATs for Cambridge, and now she's at Valdosta State and on the football team there too.
How about that?
Screenplay to Isabor, can't connect. That'll bring up 4th down. Yeah, we've seen a few,
we have
female kickers this year, and she was really a good one a year ago. Of course, Connor Noon, who we've seen trying the PATs for Cambridge tonight, that was really one of the heroes of that wild game last year.
Yes, it was.
The 48-47 game in which he kicked a field goal with no time on the clock to send it into overtime, and then Cambridge ended up getting the big win. So Cambridge now going to have to punt it with 9:05 to go in the 3rd quarter. So Kell gets what it needs defensively. Pressure coming. Whistle also blows.
We got to delay a game? Yeah, delay a game. Play clock to 0.
So you'll back them up and make them do that again. And maybe it's because, as Rusty said, the
delay a game. Offense, 5-yard penalty. They'll play 4th down.
And maybe it's because, as Rusty said, the short warm-up period before the half, but we've had a little bit of an odd cadence to this 3rd quarter here thus far.
Yep. Take a little bit for both teams to get ramped up. We talk about 5A. Warner Robins down a little bit. Don't mean they can't get things rolling, but with Warner Robins, they lost so much last year. This 5A bracket is going to be fun to watch as it unfolds.
No doubt about that. Kick away. Now takes a nice roll. We've had a couple of these for Cambridge tonight. This one inside the, whoa, look at that, still rolling. It was inside the 5 and finally knocks on the door just outside the 1-yard line. So Cambridge gets a big punt. And so Kell gets the stop that it needs. But all of a sudden now you're looking at a very long field to do battle with here.
This is where scares you with his arm, speed of Zachary covering the field.
Rusty, while we have a second here, let's show folks the QR code here. You want to click into this.
Yep.
And you can get tickets to our Hall of Fame induction ceremony, the inaugural class of the Georgia High School Football Hall of Fame. Next Saturday night, this all goes down. And Rusty, I know you're talking about this at halftime. What a great collection of players are going to be there.
Let me tell you, Charlie Ward's going to be there. Herschel Walker's going to be there. Champ Bailey's going to be there. Andre Hastings from Scottsdale, Arizona is coming to town. Garrison Hurst, Buck Ballou, you name it. It is going to be a who's who that night next Saturday night at the College Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so keep that in mind. Big, big honored list of guests who are going to be there, and you have a chance to be there too. So you can check out scoreatl.com for more on that.
Half the distance to goal, first down.
And Kell going the wrong way, and they don't have very much room to go.
Yeah,
I'm not quite so sure half the distance. There's much to cut in half at this point.
That didn't hurt. This is where tough here, the way Cambridge's defensive line's been playing.
Yeah.
Can't have any penetration right here.
Clavon, the quarterback.
Ooh, they rode jet.
They really did.
Oof.
And nothing doing that time defensively. Staying at home was Harden Skipper, senior safety. Nice stop by him, and Garrett Moody was in on that too.
And that is scary to toss that thing around in the end zone.
Really is. Doing everything they can to get the ball to the freshman Peyton Zachary, who was so explosive in that Corky Kell Classic game we saw earlier this summer, which seems like it was 5 minutes ago.
Oh, my goodness.
As Rusty said, we're 2 weeks away from the conclusion of the regular season. Clavon from his end zone now gets out and
takes a shot.
He really does take a big shot. And I'm just telling you right now, Cambridge is keeping him corralled pretty well.
Yep, staying at home. See, not getting too far up the field. If he steps up, we'll come up with him.
And that was Will Pettit, the linebacker, who we've also seen punting tonight, who did a good job that time. Now it's third down. Darian Thomas, receiver, going in motion. Big throw here by Clavon and a diving catch. Midfield. How about that for Zachary?
That's what I was talking about. You got to guard the entire field. That's what makes you nervous with his arm and an explosive wide receiver. If you give him time, 1,001, 1,002, 1,003 steps into it. Watch this freshman go get that one, track it down.
Just like that, 48 yards through the air. The freshman, the leading receiver on this team, the star of that game in the Corky Kell Classic back in the summer, and he comes up with a monstrous catch there. Had to dive to get it, and he got it. Here's Clavon now running. Brought down from behind, though. Morgan Leemaster, another play defensively from him.
Tell you, that front seven for Cambridge is relentless. They're doing a really good job on first down. Gave up a 3rd and 4 right there for 46, you said?
Yep. Clavon there, hard count again. 3 down linemen.
3 by 1. They've ran quarterback out of this.
He's going to have to hurry now, though. Looking to try to throw it, plants his feet, gets rid of it. It's caught again inside the 30, 27-yard line. That's Zachary again. 21 more through the air for him.
Yeah, the freshman here. Look, this is a good job, the offensive line, but watch Clavon. He's able to escape pressure, resets himself, and just drops it in there. Great job there by the quarterback to buy himself some time, leave in the pocket, and reset his feet and deliver the ball.
Yeah, it's the feet, right? Yeah.
Oh, man.
Tough break there.
Yes,
but you love him setting that feet because that's what he plants off of.
False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
See, first down's been rough.
Yeah, it has.
First down 15 from the 30.
I know I mentioned this a moment ago, but it is noticeably colder. You know,
hey, this is Rusty weather right here, man.
This is what Rusty keeps the extra
big
layer.
Boy season right here, man.
You.
Keep my winter weight on, man.
Listen, I hear you. Pressure coming from Cambridge. Clavon.
Got time.
Yeah, he's got it right now. He's just looking for somebody to throw to and doesn't find anybody. And Elliot Kuykendall comes in and drops a big sack.
They throw a flag down?
So Kuykendall lost his helmet, but it just kind of popped off. I don't think there was any kind of extracurricular there.
You want to see Clavon just take off here on this one. Too fast, too athletic to let somebody track you down like that. The young quarterback there will learn at that point you just got to go get that 5 or 6.
It's got to be a throwaway or some positive yardage.
Cannot look. Now you're 2nd and 19. Cannot have a negative play like that. Just a young quarterback.
Zachary's in motion. He's already got 2 big catches in this drive. Clavon, though, looking middle of the field into traffic. It's incomplete, and he's probably lucky that it is. Davion Hampton was the intended receiver, but that could have easily been intercepted.
Yeah, had two guys in the same vicinity. I don't think that was the intent there. You see two wide receivers right here pretty close right here. See that? They ran the defenders into each other.
Yeah.
So you had a post route and a seam route. Somebody wouldn't run it there because you do not, the extra defender ran into the ball.
Boy, now it's 3rd and long.
Ooh.
In danger of wasting these 2 big passing plays. On the other side of the halfway point of the 3rd quarter here, too, and the deficit is still 18. Thomas is in motion, throwing back left side, pass caught, dropped there at the 34-yard line. That's Justin Mitchell, the running back, who gets it, and it is still like very long here on 4th down. And given the circumstances, really no good, easy choice for Kell here no matter what.
I believe that was Cole Glacobi. Number 18 does a great job staying at home on the backside against that screen.
Rusty, I think given the deficit, you have to go for it. You can't quick kick it here, I don't think.
No.
But, man, it's a 1.5 miles for 4th down conversion.
Are they going to bring an extra guy? Because this is they're bringing extra. Yep.
All right. So pressure coming, and he's going to be dropped again.
Yep.
First man through was Garrett Moody. Moody kind of lost the grip there for a moment. It was Will Pettit who kind of finished the job, and it's essentially forward momentum stopped, and that's a turnover on downs, and we'll see it again, Rusty.
Watch them bring up extra guys. See, they only been sitting on 3. They bring a backer right there and see 9 step in. Good job. I love that play call. They did not sit back in the zone this time. They came after him on 4th down.
Big stop defensive from Cambridge. They got the football back when we return.
You want fries with that? You want fries with that?
Want fries with that? Welcome to Wendy's. What would you like with your hot and crispy fries?
Wendy's hot and crispy fries. Guaranteed hot and crispy, or we'll replace them. They're even preferred almost 2-to-1 over McDonald's. Get to Wendy's and try them for yourself today.
Being on the field between the hedges when 93,000 fans are calling the dogs is special.
Even on the road, it fires us up to fight hard to bring home a win.
It's our battle cry. It's a tradition every Georgia Bulldog fan loves.
This tradition is brought to you by your local Ford dealer, where you'll find F-150, the best-selling full-size pickup in Georgia. Now get 2.9% APR financing for 60 months on the 2022 Ford F-150, only at your local Ford dealer.
Go Dogs.
Life is busy, so come to Shell and get 3 things done at once. First, fill up with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus to help keep your engine running like new.
Nice.
Then save up with the Fuel Rewards program and never pay full price for gas again.
Oh, wow.
And finally, snack up to save even more at the pump.
That's great.
Make the most of the stop you need to make with Shell.
Wait, there's 3 of me? Awesome.
What's it like having Xfinity Internet with supersonic Wi-Fi? It's fast, like beyond gig speed fast. With 3 times the bandwidth and the power to connect hundreds of devices at once.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box, all for just $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile. Switch today.
When Jack Bates started Stanley Steamer over 70 years ago, the equipment available just didn't get the job done, so he made his own. Today's Stanley Steamer holds true to that same spirit of never settling for good enough. Our new carpet cleaning process uses an environmentally friendly cleaning solution, and the newly designed carpet cleaning wand cleans carpet better, gets it dry faster, and smelling better than ever before. When you need your carpets clean, call the company who's still innovating.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com drive for the GHSA state title is sponsored by Rick Hendrick Chevrolet Duluth, the #1 Chevy dealership in the state of Georgia with over 10,000 positive online reviews. Peachtree TV, Atlanta's own. The National Signing Day Frenzy. Celebrate Georgia's seniors and the next stages of their careers. Dog Nation. Visit dognation.com for the latest Georgia team news and recruiting information. Wendy's. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. And by First Alert Weather app, powered by Atlanta News First. Download the app in the App Store.
All right, Rusty, show us what we saw here a moment ago from Kell and Cambridge.
You want to watch right here, and then you're going to see the linebacker blitz right here. Watch the movement from the defensive line to create this. See him move, create that lane, and he's one-on-one with that guard, and Garrett Moody is able to make that sack.
And that,
so that keeps the double team away.
That came on 4th down for Cambridge, already leading 28-10. Getting the football back after that, and that's where things stand here right now. Drive for the GHSA state title, presented by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. Brandon Adams, Rusty Manziel. Kell High School is where we are. Longhorns trailing right now, though. Bears get the football again here. Running situation. That's Isabor.
Oh, goodness.
And how about the burst of speed that time? He's kind of shown you both. He's shown you the flags come in late.
Oh, man.
He's gotten tough yards when he needed to and showed you a little bit of wiggle that time. And we'll see what these flags are here on the other side.
Tell you what, man, he runs violent. He seeks contact. He stays with balance. It is hard to get him to the ground.
It is.
You see a little frustration on Kell starting to set in a little
Personal
bit.
foul, defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah, you didn't need that at all. Yeah, you're right, Rusty. He doesn't show any hesitation at all.
He's a seeker.
And he gets it again. This time, little less room to operate on the middle of that defense.
We talk about a guy, look, you got a preferred walk-on from the Miami Hurricanes today. But you want to talk about a guy that's going to, if this is what he's putting out on tape every week, he's going to be a young man that's going to get offers, certainly at levels in November and December, even the second signing period if he chooses to go that far.
Good tackle a moment ago by Roman Spratt, the senior defensive end. Picked up 2 on the play, though. Isabor did. Makes it 2nd and 8 now. Clemmer rolling right. Pump fakes once, throws, trying to connect with Will Taylor. And a little bit of a misfire there. Brings up 3rd down.
Tell you what, y'all done got me a new toy. I'm gonna go and watch some John Madden on YouTube.
Oh, exactly.
I gotta get my skills sharpened.
Yeah, we've seen Rusty breaking out the telestrator tonight. Pretty soon he's going to be giving out turkey legs on Thanksgiving. He'll be driving a big.
I'm gonna talk to IJ in my RV.
That's right. It's going to be driving a big Rusty Cruiser.
Be RV into Brookwood next week.
I got to tell you, that sounds like a pretty good idea.
It'll probably look like Christmas Vacation at Uncle Eddie's bus, but we'll take it.
Anything, right? Here's Isabor again, bouncing the left side, finds the 1st down yardage.
Tell you, man, we talk about a lot of different people. We don't get a chance to talk about this offensive line. Look at them moving bodies. Look, nobody's touched him yet.
Yeah.
8-9 yards before anyone touches it.
And a lot of stuff there on that left side with Tommy Broderick. You know, that's kind of the anchor of this offensive line. You know, multi-year starter. That's a guy that's getting some college attention. You know, 6'5", 270 pounds there on that left tackle spot. Clearly running around him. As we're in the red zone here, presented by HendrickCars.com.
I mean, you look at him. Tommy Broderick, same name as the Marietta left tackle we saw earlier year, played nose guard.
Yeah.
You look at him, I thought, did he transfer like right season? 2 very similar players with the same name.
Change is coming defensively for Kell. It's a 1st and 10.
This is a big moment right here for the Kell defense.
Man goes in motion. Handoff to Isabor. Isabor just lowers the shoulder. I mean,
wanted it.
Yeah, if he needs to find the extra gear, he's found it tonight. But if he needs to be as physical as anybody, he's shown the willingness to do that too. He's been a very impressive player here this season.
Very impressed with him tonight.
So now 2nd down. They can get a 1st down.
This offsides on Kell right there, and they called him trying to sub.
Half the distance to the goal. Let's go play 2nd down.
Wow.
Smart play by Clemmer and Cambridge to snap it.
So the penalty makes it 2nd and 1 now. Clock is much a factor as anything. About to go into 3 minutes in the third quarter. Points here, though, would be hard to deal with. And through the middle and into the end zone for a touchdown. And that's Jack Marlowe getting a chance to score his 6th rushing touchdown of the season. It had been Isabor all throughout the drive, and then it's Marlowe who gets a chance to punch it in.
Telling you right now, that offensive line of Cambridge has taken this game over. That was a grown man drive right there.
Craig Bennett said it's the best offensive line we've had since we've been here, and they have been as advertised tonight. Noon's extra point is good, and it's 34-10. 35-10, excuse me. 35-10 is our score. Kell gets a chance when we come back. You're watching the drive for the GHSA state title here on Peachtree TV.
Your athletes put in the work that leads to success. But peak performance takes more. It takes a surface that works as hard as they do. One that allows them to train effectively and safely, so that when the lights come on, they're ready to win. You bring the vision, we'll bring it to life. Sports Turf.
My marriage kind of took a different path. He told me he was not moving back into the home. My biggest fear was the unknown. What would happen with the children and myself? What would happen with the house? I found Meriwether and Tharp. They told me that they would walk me through this divorce, and they did that tenfold. You need an attorney. You need the best attorney, and that's going to be Meriwether and Tharp.
Beginning the morning you opened your eyes, we spent every waking moment preparing you for the day you'd leave our nest. Whether it's driving to practice or helping with homework, it's all prepared you for, what am I going to be when I grow up? Will you be ready?
After much thought, I made my decision to take my talents to the IBEW Local 613.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers is not simply a job, it's a career. Visit IBEW613.org to begin a new future today.
Succeed sooner. Whether your high school student is planning to attend a 4-year university or looking to obtain a career skill for quicker entry into the workforce, the dual enrollment program at one of Georgia's 22 technical colleges is a great place to start. Students may choose from a variety of programs such as healthcare sciences, welding, cybersecurity, aviation, video production, and more. Double the credit, half the time.
Hendrick.
Let's get loud. Score huge savings at Rick Hendrick Chevrolet Duluth, the #1 Chevy dealer in Georgia. Thousands of new trucks and SUVs available. So get off the bench and into a new ride. From selection to savings, it's no wonder we've got over 10,000 positive online reviews. But hurry, touchdown deals won't last. Experience the Hendrick difference today. Find new roads at HendrickAtlanta.com.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com drive for the GHSA state title is sponsored by Rick Hendrick Chevrolet Duluth, the #1 Chevy dealership in the state of Georgia with over 10,000 positive online reviews. Peachtree TV, Atlanta's own. The National Signing Day Frenzy. Celebrate Georgia's seniors and the next stages of their careers. Dog Nation. Visit DogNation.com for the latest Georgia team news and recruiting information. Wendy's. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. And by First Alert Weather app, powered by Atlanta News First. Download the app in the App Store.
All right, welcome back. You see some of the pageantry on display here at Kell High School. These are our fans of the game, presented by HendrickCars.com. We appreciate Rick Hendrick Chevrolet Duluth bringing all this to us. And what a great display this is from some of those young fans here from Kell here at Stockyard. They haven't had as much to cheer for tonight as they want to, but they're certainly happy about being on television. And we'll make them our fans of the game. And we'll give you our scoring summary here for the latest Cambridge touchdown. 7 plays, 64 yards. Minute 59 off the clock. Of course, presented by Marietta Pest Management. The Jack Marlowe touchdown, the final play of that drive, but a lot of Christian Isabor prior to that. Pettit's kick gonna bounce and go out of bounds. That was almost one of those classic coffin corner style things, but it did go out of bounds. And so Kell will get better field position after that. But the story here is the score, 35-10. Not something I would have expected to see. I mean, obviously any team could have, either of the two teams could have won this game. But 14-0 before you could blink, 28-3 at one point. Kell answered back before the half.
Free kick infraction on the kicking team. The ball be placed at the 35-yard line, first down.
I think really for Kell, obviously got time to chip away at this thing, but I think those first 2 or 3 minutes, those fumbles, yeah, I mean, it gets you behind. You're talking about a team, Brandon, as you said in the opener, 18 returning starters. I mean, you don't give them too many breaks.
That's exactly right. Yeah, it was a fumble on the first snap offensively from Kell, and then a mishandled on the punt after a 3 and out. Here's Clavon showing you why he remains very dangerous. But after getting down 28-3, when they scored in the half, and you'll see Clavon again here, and then had the chance with a couple of big pass plays in their first drive of the third quarter, you thought, okay, well, this may be the start of momentum. But credit to Cambridge for thwarting really any hope of that. 8 yards on the first down carry for Clavon. Just joining us, Clavon, kind of an all-world baseball prospect. He's a junior quarterback, but he's settling into a very successful high school quarterback here for a Kell program that, regardless of the result tonight, going to make a lot of noise, you would assume, in the 5A playoffs.
Regardless of whatever he does in the future, I love he's playing high school football. You only get to do this once, and I tweet it every time. Austin Riley was a high school punter. That's right. I mean, this guy knew he was a first-round draft pick, but he wanted to have that experience. Friday Night Lights, playing with your boys.
Yeah, you'll have those memories forever. I mean, how much do you see this now? I mean, Clavon looking to throw through the hands of Zachary. Had a chance to connect that time, but the freshman could not quite hold on. I mean, look at Jeff Rancourt, a guy that's going to go into our High School Football Hall of Fame as part of our inaugural class next week. This is a guy that's played Major League Baseball. He's gone on to a lot of success, but he'll sit there and talk to you about his days at Parkview and things like that as much as anything.
Let me tell you something. Jeff Rancourt, if there was recruiting going around NIL and all that mess now, he was something else at Parkview. Those teams were ultra talented too.
Second down here. Fake handoff to Zachary. In the backfield, Garrett Moody, the linebacker.
Those linebackers for Cambridge have been something else tonight.
They really have.
I mean, you look at 3 Morley, 9 Moody. I mean, these guys, you're talking about seeking contact now.
Well, it's also the commitment, right? Because if you go charging right at Clavon, there's a chance he may leave you face first in the dirt. I mean, you've got to really commit yourself to go try to wrap him up.
The formation they run.
Pressure coming, gets rid of it, caught. Yeah, 45-yard line. So going to be short of the first down, but connecting with Darian Thomas, the wide receiver, and just kind of a good job of getting rid of that one because he was feeling the pressure.
Clavon took a shot that time.
So it's 4th down now. Obviously, Kell has no choice but to go for it. It's a much shorter 4th down, though, than the previous drive in which they were looking at.
Is this 4th and 3, 4th and 2?
Yeah, it's 4th and, about a 4th and 2 here right now.
Watch him run the ball here. This is basically, watch Clavon with the ball in his hand here.
It is to Clavon. The hand's going to go to Washington instead, though. And he's going to get that first down. So Elijah Washington gets called on to move the chains and doesn't get a ton, but gets enough for the fresh set. And with about a minute to go in the third quarter, Kell's going to try to build on that.
He ran into the lineman here. See this? Kind of, you want to bust that outside. Your lineman's got the guy sealed off. He goes back and looks at tape on that. He didn't want to cut that one up. He wanted to.
Handoff again. Got more room this time. Crossed the 35 down to the 33.
You look at Cambridge, they run that 3-3 stack deal. So the numbers tell you to run, but those linebackers are so tough. You got to gap control when you got 3 down linemen.
Coming up on half minute here, third quarter. Kell needs every second at its disposal. Sweet play here, handoff again. Crossing the 25, Davian Hampton, the starting quarterback last year, becoming a weapon offensively and kind of helps trying to build some Kell momentum.
He's got some gas to him. You know, he's got some wheels to him.
Yeah, I was very impressed with him the first time we saw him this year. I thought he was a really extraordinary athlete. He's had a good year playing that receiver position and getting some handoffs kind of like that. Nice little reverse type play here. And there's a little bit of a convoy here for Zachary. Slammed down inside the 10, but good play there by Peyton Zachary, the freshman.
That's Tom Brady. That's a penalty.
As the Atlanta Falcons found out last week.
You know who he reminds me of? Isaiah McKenzie.
It's a great comparison.
Isaiah McKenzie. Watch this burst right here as he gets up the field.
Do you think he's heading to be that kind of, I mean, he's obviously a very good freshman. Is he heading to be that?
Yeah, he's a freshman, yep.
So something to watch for, obviously, the rest of this game and in the future, because he's already had a great freshman year. All right, we'll take a quick timeout. Kell is on the move, trailing by 25, but trying to do something about that. Here on Peachtree TV, right after this.
We changed our fries to make them hot and crispy every single time.
High five.
And every single time, Toby insists we high five.
High five. High five. High five. It'll catch on, right?
Try Wendy's hot and crispy fries, preferred almost 2-to-1 over McDonald's.
It's an attack on the women of Georgia. Brian Kemp made abortion a crime before
many women even know they are pregnant, and he supports a total ban.
Even if I'm right.
A victim of incest, forced pregnancy, criminalize
women with jail time.
Time. We all need more time. And now with Beaver Direct, we're giving you just that. Linda Beaver here to show you how Beaver Direct has quickly become Atlanta's favorite way to buy their next vehicle. Shop from the comfort of your home. Choose a vehicle, and one of our on-site specialists will live video chat you and give a complete walk around of the vehicle. Then get a price and payment in minutes. Sign all your paperwork digitally and have your vehicle delivered to you within an hour. Visit us at BeaverToyotaComing.com and see how Beaver Direct gives you back your time.
Life is busy, so come to Shell and get 3 things done at once. First, fill up with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus to help keep your engine running like new.
Nice.
Then save up with the Fuel Rewards program and never pay full price for gas again.
Oh, wow.
And finally, snack up to save even more at the pump.
That's great.
Make the most of the stop you need to make with Shell.
Wait, there's 3 of me? Awesome.
Don't let psoriasis get in the way. With Taltz, up to 90% of patients saw a significant improvement of their psoriasis plaques. Some even saw 100% clear skin. Don't use if you're allergic to Taltz. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. Increased risk of infections and lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about infections, symptoms, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop, worsen, or if you had a vaccine or plan to. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Ask your doctor about Taltz.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com drive for the GHSA state title is sponsored by the Georgia High School Football Hall of Fame. The greatest take the stage on October 22nd at the College Football Hall of Fame. Ingalls, low prices, love the savings. R.S. Andrews, story after story, we deliver smiles. Georgia High School Football Daily, your best free coverage of Georgia high school football. The Technical College System of Georgia, 22 colleges, 88 campuses, 600 plus programs. And by the Score Atlanta High School Sports Newsletter. Subscribe today for everything Georgia high school sports.
All right, guys, it is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time for Kaylee's Concessions, where I take food from the home team's concession stands and rank them based on 5 stars out of presentation, flavor, hospitality, and uniqueness. Now, I have a friend, former Kell alum, Malad Jabari, said if you're going to Kell High School, you got to have their French fries, and man, was he right. We've seen a lot of concession stands that do crazy food, but you got to do the basics right. And let me tell you, these French fries were so good. I finished mine and started digging into the prop ones because I literally could not have enough. I'm going to give it a solid 4 stars this week. just like Zaxby's fries, the way I like them. And hey, I gotta give a shout out to Kell for also having Dunkin' coffee. It's getting cold, so coffee is crucial this time of the year. And hey, America runs on Dunkin', and so do I. Back to you, Brandon and Rusty.
Kaylee, thank you so much. A coveted 4-star award from Kaylee, who is a very tough grader for her Kaylee's concession. So you know the Kell concession stand here is doing something right.
Let me tell you, Kell, their sales going to go up 24% the next quarter.
Well, I tell you, early today, they kind of had the grill cranked up. Smelled so good down there. I said, listen, that's the only advertising y'all need. Just fire that flame up. Smells so good. Hitting the backfield here on this first and goal play. And once again, that's Elliott Kuykendall, who has been just a little bit of everywhere tonight for this Cambridge Bears defense.
I don't know if he knows the old Falcon, Fulton Kuykendall, but
I actually asked Craig Bennett this week if there was any relation. He said no.
I'm telling you now, we're showing our age, but it has been all over the place.
I had to ask him because I was curious about that. Here's Clavon again throwing. He's got Zachary. Zachary inside the 15. I want to go back to something you were saying earlier about make the comparison to Isaiah McKenzie. I asked, also, when you look at the breakout game that he had in the Corky Kell Classic, was that a surprise? I asked Bobby Mays, is that a surprise? He said, listen, you put a guy out there and you're going to ask your quarterback, hey, who do you want to trust? Who do you want to throw it to? And pretty clearly, Bryce Clavon really believes in Zachary, even though Zachary's only a freshman right now.
These kids get so many more reps now with 7-on-7 and those types of things. Just far advanced.
Third and goal situation. Clavon throwing inside the 5. It's caught, fighting his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Darian Thomas.
They use Zachary basically as a decoy. So when he clears that zone, that receiver just sets down in there. Watch Zachary up top, and you're going to see those defenders looking at him. Next thing you know, he just settles right there in between two defenders. Good job, good play design there by Coach May.
Great breakdown indeed. Zachary draws the eyes. Thomas gets the football. Now on to try the extra point. And it's good. And now it's 35-17.
So let me give you this stat from a young man we saw last week, Brandon. Julian Lewis, freshman, 22 of 26, 370 and 5 touchdowns against Pebblebrook tonight.
Do you think he's the best quarterback we've seen on our
in a while
broadcast?
Probably to me.
You compare him to Aaron Nolan from Langston Hughes.
You look, Dylan Lonergan was in a game before me. Obviously, he's
I saw him. Yeah, you and I didn't do that game together. I saw him.
Yeah, see, obviously he's a senior, but I just think the momentum, and every week you see him growing. But I'm telling you, Pebblebrook
is a good team.
They almost beat Rome.
Yeah, it's a good
team. They took Rome to the whistle.
Yeah, this is not an easy out Friday night type situation.
No.
I think the point here for me is, and I've told a lot of people this week, seeing Carrollton play last week, the freshman quarterback Julian Lewis, I think he's really very good. And
his demeanor.
Yeah, I did not see any kind of knock on his game at all. And everybody's a little bit slow to want to start a hype train or something like that.
Yep.
But he is very, very, very good. I'm not sure we've seen a quarterback this year, even upperclassmen, who are better than he is, and he's only a freshman.
Crazy.
Scoring summary here presented by Breda Pest Management. 12 plays, 65 yards, 4 minutes, 12 seconds. You get the touchdown, you do take up a lot of clock, and you're sort of right back where you were a little earlier, looking at kind of 18-point deficit here.
Onside here, got to steal possessions.
Let's see if that is indeed the case. Oh, a little bit of a trick. Yeah, so
they call timeout.
Yeah.
I think Cambridge called timeout.
And the whistle did blow prior to the kick. You could hear it. Now, you might not have heard it on TV because the crowd's loud, but I did hear the whistle blow.
So that's the inbound play in basketball. You see the formation, call timeout.
Timeout, receiving team.
Yeah, that is very similar to what you see there when you see how they line up.
Yep.
Let's see if we can hear the whistle here on replay.
Yeah, it clearly from here. I mean, we got a good view window open. It was
that. Yeah,
and you hate that because you kind of give up your play. You know what I mean?
You do, and I feel like they execute pretty well on that. And you see Craig Bennett kind of smiling. He maybe knows he kind of.
Yeah, you got me there, guys.
Yeah.
The old timeout. Now, see, they looked at a much different formation. They only had 2 guys up. Now they only got 1 deep guy.
Now, listen, we've also seen the kind of mid-level kick before where it's not quite.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of space here now.
That's as dangerous as anything. So be careful here. If you kind of kick it over the first couple of waves here of bodies, that green grass there is up for grabs. You wonder if they might take a shot that way. Let's see.
Got 2 guys. They make the call who's going to kick it.
It is kind of that.
Yep. No man's
ball
land.
bounces.
Yep.
So it's eventually recovered. And there to do that was Will Taylor, of course, the wide receiver. But that ball bounced, and you're always afraid when it hits the green grass like that, does it take the funny wobble?
That's a good kick. It's a good kick.
And you don't fault Taylor there because when you're having to go over your shoulders, if you put your hand on it and don't get it, now the ball's just spinning every other direction.
That was a really good kick there. Gave your guys an opportunity, and one mistake by Cambridge there, and Kell gets that possession.
So, obviously goes without saying, Kell can't give up anything defensively here if he wants to have any chance at all. And it's Isabor who's been so tough. And he's to the 38. He's got about 5 yards there on first down.
And he's 4 yards a pop, 5 yards a pop.
And a lot of that is offensive line, as you pointed out earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Including that left side of that offensive line. You know, that's where the big sophomore guard.
Look at him. That's a 6'5", 280-pound sophomore. And by the way, Georgia Elite Class is going to this a record number of invites.
Is that right?
Like, we got a lot of work to do, but that's a young man there. You start talking about sophomore opportunity playing that game.
Isabor was touched in the backfield, and he shook that off, and then he gets the first down. But that had a chance to be what Kell needed for it to be, but it's just very hard to wrap up Isabor.
Speaking of running backs, we talked a little bit. I got a chance to go up to Cleveland last week to watch Nick Chubb play Sony Michel, Jamari Salyer, and those guys.
What a great experience that must have been.
Oh, man. I got a chance to sit with Nick's mom and brother and dad and some family members. And
how much do they love him in Cleveland right now?
Let me tell you something. I'm going to take that guy. Those 24 jerseys were everywhere.
That's great to see.
Yep. Tough. I mean, unbelievable way to lose a game last week. But
heartbreaking.
135 yards rushing, 16 carries. I mean, this guy is literally the dude in Cleveland.
I'm so happy for him on that. So happy to see that. It's just so wonderful.
And Jamari Salyer playing left tackle now against Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett had 2 tackles, Brandon.
One of these days, you're going to have to sit me down and explain how it was that Salyer got taken in the 6th round of the draft.
Crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, he is a 6-rounder against an all-pro #1 overall pick a few years ago, Myles Garrett.
And, you know, by the way, you know, Chubb was also not a first-round pick in his own right, taking him in the second round, but, you know, clearly making the most of his opportunity. Here's the throw. Clemmer, and it's intercepted.
Yep.
The attempt was to get it to Taylor, and instead it goes an interception to Zaid Rogan.
Great job. The ball a little bit and thrown on the inside. Taylor had him stacked a little bit toward the outside. We got a flag now. Boy, there to stay on the field.
So
that's just a great job by that corner right there. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, you're right. Nobody's really moving as of yet.
And really, if you're Cambridge, that's just as good as a really good punt.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
Boy, that's tough. Takes away the interception for Rogan.
Yep.
See Cedric Franklin there. He's not happy about that call, as you might imagine.
Tell you this, man, a lot of football left. But as we get into the offseason, Kell's going to be a team that's going to create a lot of buzz in 5A. They bring a lot back.
That is indeed the case. The football came loose.
Oh, my
That's
goodness.
going to be a scoop up. And heading back here, how about this? Fumble recovery all the way back to the end zone for a touchdown. Cy Simmons, the linebacker, has changed the complexion of this game very, very quickly. Going 61 yards.
Man. Just, yep, that was a mesh play there. And really one of those, you know, you don't really know if he was going to pull it, let the running back keep it.
I mean, it's the first thing even close to a miscue for Cambridge on the ground all night.
All night long.
High snap, kick away, and it's good.
Wait a minute.
And we got a new football game now.
Wait a minute.
We got a new football game now. 8:31 to go. 35-24, our new score. And the mood is changing quickly here at the Stockyard. I can promise you that. Maybe we'll get a little drama after all. Come back and find out.
Dang, where you get this car?
You need to join the union.
The union?
Absolutely. You can get 10 of these.
Union construction workers earn the highest wages with the best benefits and the most protection in the construction industry. Find your career in construction. Go to GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com and start your future today.
Introducing Gatorlight.
Stick and move.
Rapid rehydration.
Ready, Day?
Let's do this, Ryan. Plus a specialized blend of 5 electrolytes.
Game day. See, you learn quick. Watch out. You rehydrate well, too.
Gatorlight. Rapid rehydration. All G.
What's so great about being a Kroger Boost member? Free delivery on the Kroger products you love. And more rewards too, like double fuel points on everything you buy. Experience a new level of membership, starting as low as $59 a year with Boost by Kroger Plus. Learn more at Kroger.com today.
Atlanta Falcons are continuing to change the game on season ticket benefits. Join the Falcons family in 2022 for more games, more access, and more value than ever before. Included, tickets to our biggest season yet at Mercedes-Benz Stadium with 9 regular season home games, plus ultimate ticket flexibility with the ability to exchange tickets for games you can't attend, free gear for all members, and free away game tickets. Select your seat today. Rise up.
All right, welcome back, everybody. The Stockyard is certainly rocking. It's 35-24. Kell showing some signs of a comeback here. Thought they had an interception. That was taken away by penalty. And then the linebacker, Cy Simmons, scooped up a fumble, took it back more than 60 yards to the touchdown. And now, with 8:31 to go, Kell's got new life. It was one play, 61 yards, 13 seconds, all it took. That brought to you by Breda Pest Management.
It was 35-10.
Another one of those kind of floating kicks, this time fair caught by Taylor. And so that's the 35-yard line for him. Let's see our key defensive stop of the game here. And listen, no better thing to do defensively when you're getting a stop than also get the football and scoop it up and take it back to the house. That's, of course, presented by our friends at the Atlanta Falcons. Completely different football game now because of that. And by the way, we continue to be angry on behalf of the Atlanta Falcons for what happened last Sunday in Tampa, as Rusty mentioned earlier in the game. Going right back to Isabor here. Isabor slamming that helmet into Simmons, the linebacker. Simmons, the one that scooped up the fumble a little earlier. Contact there at the 40. You give him 3, making about 2nd 7 here coming up as we approach 8 minutes to go in the game.
I mean, it's just 5 yards a pop with him right now.
So
this was 35-10 a few minutes ago, Brandon.
It was not very long ago at all. And there is still plenty of meat left on the bone here for Kell to chew on, but
be surprised.
Signs of life for the first time really tonight.
Be surprised if they don't run the ball right here again.
Longhorn fans making a lot of noise. Isabor gets the carry, fights free from one, got to about the 45. It's third down coming up, but he's still got 4.
Yeah, they are. You want to run the clock. They're getting 2 or 3 yards, 4 yards a pop right here. You know, game's on the line a little bit. Tighten it up here. This is 3rd and 3.
It might be 2.
Be close, wouldn't it? Timeout. And Kell is very upset substitute-wise. They have the wrong personnel in.
Boy, that's tough.
That is a tough to burn one right there on defense on a 3rd and 3 allow. It's Cambridge to go to the sideline and see what they want to do.
Because you know, they're going to want those timeouts later on, but not going to have the benefit of that. So, but you got to have your personnel right too.
Yeah, there was 2. He was speaking with 2 defensive linemen.
Coaching them up.
Yes, they were getting coached on why are they not in the game.
So here's our scenario. It's 35-24. It has been all Cambridge from the word go. Recovered a fumble on the first play from scrimmage from Kell. Used that for a quick touchdown. Then shortly thereafter it's 14-0. It was as much as 28-3. Kell got a touchdown near the end of the first half. Cambridge reasserted itself to begin the 3rd quarter. And yet, a fumble recovery for a score by Cy Simmons, the linebacker, a moment ago. After a Darian Thomas touchdown catch on the previous drive for the Longhorns, has provided 14 quick points in a very, very different feel to our game. But Cambridge can take a step towards a win with a couple of yards right here on 3rd down.
So they're going to go. This almost looks wishbone.
It really does.
That is wishbone. That is wishbone.
The fullback Pettit has a touchdown through the air tonight. Keep that in mind. Stack line of scrimmage for Kell. Handoff. Isabor.
Man,
he's going to get it. Boy, that's as old school as it gets right there.
Let me tell you something.
That's Barry Switzer, Tom Osborne.
That is old school. My heart fluttered a little bit. I mean, did you see me get up out of the chair? I mean, my goodness.
That's as happy as Rusty's been.
Wow.
And
when you go wishbone out of a timeout, you like that play call.
That's a great point. They felt comfortable being able to do that. The Cambridge offensive line stands up again as it has all night. Handoff again. Isabor leaps over one. Now just rolling forward. I mean, just tough yards.
They say he weighs 160. Whatever he weighs, he runs 185.
What a gain there on 1st down. Gets 6 there. And, you know, you got to remember, the Kell strength is probably on its defensive line. This is the one thing we've had multiple coaches tell us, how much they respect this Kell defensive line, but it's not able to neutralize Isabor right now. In motion again. That's the sweep handoff. And tackled short of the gain. That's Hardin Skipper, excuse me, that is not. Coming up there to make that tackle, that's Marcavius Sabor. And so it's short of the 1st down, so that's going to bring up a 3rd and short here right now. It was Chaffin who carried the football that time.
See if they come back with that same formation.
Yeah.
Not going to be any hurry. 20 seconds there. They'll run another 19 off the clock.
A 3rd and very short here. Clemmer is in the shotgun. Back behind him. That's Isabor who takes it, hit the backfield. And that's going to bring up 4th down.
Now
Joshua Barker there for the stop.
Yeah, we've been waiting on that all night. They're going to punt. Nope, they're going wishbone.
All right, so here we go again, and it's very short.
They got Kell.
It's very short. And he got it again.
Yep.
Ball came free, but they're going to say he's down.
I tell you, they got lucky. because Kell tried to substitute big package, and it was almost, probably was close to being a penalty.
Injured player. Oh, that's Barker, yeah. He appears to be in some pain here. Boy, you hate to see that after as hard as he's fought all night long. So medical staff coming out to take a look at him right now. The situation on the field is a first down. Barker, though, being tended to. And when we do that, I'll remind you once again that we are going to have a great event next week with the inaugural class of the Georgia Football High School Hall of Fame. The event ceremony taking place at the College Football Hall of Fame in downtown Atlanta. If you'll use that QR code, you can have a chance to get your tickets and be a part of that great event. And it's going to be an amazing who's who of legends in our state, Pro Football Hall of Famers going in, guys who were stars at the high school level. Many who went on to great college success there too. So we're going to celebrate this sport in our state next week, and we want to invite you to be a part of that. I am very much looking forward to that.
Look at this right here. Those three running backs right there, right to the left of that beautiful circle. And that is the wishbone, and that is what Oklahoma, Nebraska, everybody made a living out of in the 80s. And I don't know the last time I've seen that.
I mean, you got to go back. But that was as classic of wishbone as you can. And you see the Kell players down to one knee, waiting to hopefully hear some good news on their teammate Joshua Barker, who is now standing up and kind of walking off in his own power.
Something in his eye. Sometimes that turf has those crushed rubber pellets. Right. And if you get messed around in there and you get on the ground and see how he's blinking.
Yeah, so this is like the state leader in sacks, according to the GHSAs, obviously the governing body in our state. So that's the kind of season he's having, and obviously now having to step off with injury.
Yep.
But yeah, good to see him kind of walking off his own power. And as Rusty said, for anybody who spends time on these fields, it's just the way they're made. You'll go home with those black pellets inside your shoes and things like that. And sometimes they do kind of fly up in the air and maybe get into your eye or something like that. We'll try to give you an update on Barker if we can, but he seems to be, moving a little slow, but seems to be okay, generally speaking. So now clock back ticking live again. 4.5 minutes ago in the game. After a couple of first downs, Cambridge reasserting some control. Here comes Kell into the backfield, and they met Isabor that time.
Tackle number 0, Josh Barker. No gain, he's second down.
So
Students take great time to make that call home and get the ride before the call home and get the ride started this way.
Looking at a second down situation now. Clock ticking under 4 minutes. Big front here from Cambridge. Marlowe goes in motion. A lot of blocking help. Isabor just straight up the middle inside the 30-yard line.
Yeah, they've been unable. You see Coach Bennett telling his guys, settle down. But, man, you love to see this. And they're just blowing bodies off the line of scrimmage right now. And
yeah, getting stronger as the game goes on, it would seem.
You'd love to see that as a staff, as a team. That tells you weight room, body on body, moving people. That is fun to watch that tape. Look at Marietta beating McKeecher. Marietta moves to 3-5. Harrison maybe one of the biggest upsets of the night. They were 1-5.
Yeah, congratulations to Hoyas getting that win over North Paulding. And as you see Isabor doing more work there. Let me ask you, Rusty, you mentioned earlier, and I think that you're probably right, 5A may be the most wide open classification in our state right now. What kind of statement do you think that Cambridge is making tonight in terms of their involvement in that right now?
I tell you what, I was impressed with Cambridge, other than the one scoop and score, how well they played in all three phases of the game tonight. I mean, they tackled in space. They were able to run. When Clemmer needed to throw a ball, they have Will Taylor that can make plays defensively. They swarm. This is a very, very experienced and a very big physical football team. And as you get into that November and late November type thing, that is hard to deal with a physical football team.
Here's Marlowe again.
Look at this.
Crossing the 15. Our producer, Roddy White, brings a really good point. That this drive began with about 8.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter after 2 straight Kell scores. And they've eaten 6.5 minutes off this clock. Wishbone there. Key first down presented by the Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
Yep. And I tell you, you know, both of these teams right here are going to be really tough in the 5A bracket.
Yeah.
No matter where they are and who they match up with, because Kell obviously is a little bit off tonight. But I'll say this, Cambridge brought it to Kell. They gave Kell issues tonight.
And I think, you know, obviously Creekside's the team you're going to hear from in a huge way. And there you go again into the end zone for a touchdown. Second one on the ground for the night for Jack Marlowe. And this one may have just put this game on ice. Let's see our play of the game here.
Want to go far.
No, you do not. Presented by the Technical College System of Georgia. Second rushing touchdown of the evening for Jack Marlowe. His 7th on the ground for the year. 10 total touchdowns for the season. And that'll bring on Connor Noom for the extra point. And it's now 42-24.
I tell you, man, people that didn't know a lot about Cambridge, and me and you probably didn't know enough, we haven't seen enough. This was a statement for them tonight.
It is, and I don't mind telling you, obviously I have great respect for this team. I enjoyed the game we called for Cambridge a year ago. I don't know that I was prepared to see them play the way they played tonight. I'll just be honest with you. I don't know this is what I expected to see.
Physical.
Did I give them a chance to win the game? Of course I did. Did I expect them to be up 42-24 here like this? No, I don't know that I expected that.
No.
But you see the Cambridge students who made their way over coming from North Fulton here to this East Cobb.
I agree. Number 2's looking good. Will Taylor's looking good. He's looked good tonight.
That's exactly right.
I'm not sure that we have what we're both talking about, but Will had a great night.
That is indeed the case.
Man, you can just, I mean, I'm already looking forward to next week. You know, we got a Hall of Fame game. I think Champ Bailey, if you guys are going to join us next Friday night.
For our game next week between Brookwood and Grayson, that's going to be amazing. Let me also give a quick shout out to our scoring summary here presented by Breda Pest Management. 12 plays, 63 yards, 7 minutes off the clock. Jack Marlowe rushing touchdown. That's what you do. When the other team's got momentum, when their stadium's trying to get into it, of course, Breda Pest Management brings that to us. When that's the scenario, that's what you got to do. You got to take that time off the clock, and Cambridge did it very well.
I want to say hello to our good buddy, Coach Dave Hunter, and know he's tuning in tonight. We miss you, Coach. Love you, Coach. Can't wait to see you next week.
Football's still bouncing here. Finally goes in the end zone for a touchback. They got dangerous for a moment. You had a chance to, we had a meeting earlier this week for the Georgia High School Football Hall of Fame. Coach Hunter was a part of that. It was great to get a chance to just hear from him briefly in that, but we obviously miss him traveling with us on Friday nights and looking forward to having him back again very soon doing that. And nobody tells better stories. Nobody's experienced more of this state.
His story on coaching the Georgia-Florida team in 1991, where they may or may not have been spying on Florida at practice. They had a coach laying in the back of a van watching Florida practice all week.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Coach, I'm sorry I ratted you out, buddy.
Yeah, the statute of limitations is expired on that by now, I think.
Hey, he said it was Derek Brooks, Warren Sapp.
It's amazing.
He had to do what he had to do.
Yeah, listen, you got to do what you got to do on that.
Eric Rhett, he said it was unbelievable, the first rounders off that team.
So Kell going back offensively. Chance to carry the football at that time and getting involved offensively for Tyreek Green. That's another freshman. You mentioned this earlier, how young Kell is, and Green's an example of that. That's a guy that they're going to kind of lean on as a running back. They've had some running back injuries. You know,
yes.
Here's the other thing to point out about Kell is I don't know that this team is fully 100% healthy tonight. You know, They've had an injury to T.J. Murray, the tight end. They've had a lot of running back injuries. They've moved running backs defense because they've had injuries over there. You know, a linebacker that I think you and I both have heard a lot about, Justin Logan's been battling injury. It wasn't even obvious that he'd be able to play. They have, so there is a chance we see a healthier version of Kell in November than we're seeing right now.
And the playoffs are, it's like a tournament. It's who gets hot at the right time. We've seen that the last couple of years. A team gets hot in certain brackets, and you know, we watched Walton go on a run last year until the semifinals.
Absolutely right. But the Packers of Colquitt County getting a win tonight, 49-21 over Camden County. Meadow Creek gets the win over Discovery. Running back out of that Meadow Creek program, making a little bit of a name for himself right now.
Jordan Louie, Coach Dale McGee stopped by his school today.
Okay.
We're going to see, probably better wait. We're probably going to see Jamarian Wilcox at South Paulton in a couple of weeks, and that's another young man.
That's a fun thing to consider. So the clock strikes 0. It is a huge win on the road and a big step towards what could eventually be a region title here in Region 6 of 5A. Cambridge wins at the Stockyard against Kell. And what a performance it was. We'll take a quick timeout and come back and have a whole lot more post-game coverage right after this.
Atlanta. Life around here is something special. That's why we're putting you first.
With more coverage first from where you live.
More accountability from us and those in power.
More solutions that put money back in your pocket.
More hope that we can build a better Atlanta.
We are the local news team that puts you first.
We are Atlanta News First.
You want fries with that? You want fries with that?
Want fries with that? Welcome to Wendy's. What would you like with your hot and crispy fries?
Wendy's hot and crispy fries. Guaranteed hot and crispy, or we'll replace them. They're even preferred almost 2-to-1 over McDonald's. Get to Wendy's and try them for yourself today.
Don't let psoriasis get in the way. With Taltz, up to 90% of patients saw a significant improvement of their psoriasis plaques. Some even saw 100% clear skin. And for those with psoriatic arthritis, Taltz reduces joint pain and stiffness. Don't use if you are allergic to Taltz. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. Increased risk of infections and lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about infections, symptoms, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop, worsen, or if you had a vaccine or plan to. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Ask your doctor about Taltz.
Welcome to the Tailgate Show, brought to you by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. I am Kaylee Mansell, and wow, what a game we had here tonight at Kell High School. But hey, there were also a lot of other great games going on across the state, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of these scores from tonight. Now, one thing that you'll notice with some of these scores is that there were a lot of shutouts and a lot of low-scoring games, and I think that might attribute to the weather. This was one of the very first nights we had that it was really, really cold. The ball was sticky, hands were shaky, and I think you'll see some of that through our scores tonight. Starting with Colquitt County over Camden, 49-21, one of the more higher-scoring games that we'll see tonight, and North Gwinnett over Peachtree Ridge, 35-7. Continuing on with some of our games, we've got North Oconee, wow, shutout over East Forsyth, 48-0. And Westminster is one of those names that keeps popping up with wins each week, defeating Cateville Charter 20-7. Taking a look at some of these other scores, I really want to shout out Jefferson. This is their first game back since the passing of Elijah DeWitt. They came out with not only a win, but a shutout over Flowery Branch, and I want to give a huge shout out to the Jefferson community. And then one game my friend Najee Wilkins said to watch for tonight was Cartersville and Hiram. He thought Hiram may have had the potential to upset Cartersville, but hey, Cartersville continues with a win streak, winning 44-26. Taking a look at some of these other scores, when you look at Marietta McEachern, Marietta finally gets a big win tonight. They've had 5 losses this season, and all 5 wins have been lost by 2 touchdowns or less. They've had some very close games. Finally get a big win on the board tonight, and I want to go back up to Valdosta and Richmond Hill. Valdosta is currently undefeated at the moment, and as we get closer to the postseason, I really do think Valdosta could be a potential threat in that biggest classification. Continuing on with some of our other scores, we've got Walton bouncing back after a tough loss last week to North Cobb. Kennesaw Mountain was undefeated up until tonight, had to play a higher level of competition, a bigger school, but definitely keep an eye out on Kennesaw Mountain. I think they're going to be really good in that classification. And then North Cobb, somebody that we got to see earlier this season, had a tough loss to Buford, but is continuing to bounce back each week and is going to be somebody that we're going to watch later down the road. Taking a look at some of these other scores, the big game tonight, everybody who is everybody knew that Buford and Mill Creek would match up tonight. Caleb Downs versus Justice Haynes, both going to the University of Alabama, and I know everybody was so excited to watch them play each other, but ultimately Buford comes out with the win, 39-27, but still in the fourth quarter, there's still a bit of room, but, you know, I definitely think those teams might end up matching up as we get late into the playoffs. And now it's time to bring in Craig Sager to talk about some other scores from tonight. Craig, as always, thank you for keeping the scoreboard updated. I think Ashley and I were checking the scores like every 10 seconds because there were a lot of good games going on tonight. What are some games that you had your eye on?
I think the biggest winner tonight was Harrison. Their win over North Paulding. They were actually 1-6 heading into that matchup. And you look at that region now, they play Hillgrove next week. I mean, it's a complete logjam because then you have the Marietta win over McEachern right now. So really, Region 3 is going to be interesting. I thought the other big winner, you got Lambert continuing to go undefeated, 7-0. The big result with Carrollton, with Julian Lewis having another phenomenal performance passing. And then I think a team that's just on fire right now is North Oconee. They have a 48-0 win over East Forsyth. They've outscored their 5 region opponents, 51 points per game right now. I think they're the team to beat in 4A.
Absolutely. And when you continue to look at our scores, were there any big upsets tonight, games that you were like, wow, I cannot believe they won?
Yeah, I mean, the Harrison one for sure in 7A, that was a huge one. And then I really think that Marietta's a surprising team. It's funny, they only needed six wins this season to reach the 700-win milestone for their program. They've been off to a bad start, but that's such a huge win. And we have to talk about Buford. Justice Haynes just eclipsed 7,000 career rushing yards. He's just the 6th player to do it in state history. I mean, we've been talking about the Hall of Fame. I think we're looking at one right now.
Mm-hmm. And when you take a look at the game we had tonight, Cambridge here at Kell, was this the outcome that you expected?
Well, I picked Cambridge to win, but I did not expect that. I thought Rusty and Brandon said it right. Cambridge came out, they put it to Kell, but Kell did not do themselves any favors early on. Thought they got off to a really rocky start, but it's going to be a competitive 5A for sure.
And obviously tonight the talk of the town was Buford Mill Creek, but what's a game that we should really keep our eye on for next week?
Next week, the big one is Cedar Grove and Sandy Creek. Sandy Creek just had a big victory over Carver, Atlanta. I think that one's going to be really good next week. See if Sandy Creek can do it again and beat Cedar Grove.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Craig. Again, thank you for keeping those scores updated for us. If there was a score we didn't get to cover tonight, you can check out scoreatl.com for a lot more. Again, thank you, Craig, and make sure to stay tuned because we will be right back with our Gatorade Players of the Game.
Andrews, 15 years, purchased 2 heating and air systems, so I rely on their technicians for service. I call, they come, it's fixed. And I appreciate Andrew's commitment. He gives it his all. That's how R.S. Andrews makes me smile.
Yikey wawa! Running out of hot water is one way your water heater cries out for help. Call R.S. Andrews. Get a water heater rejuvenation. Your water heater gets added life, you get more hot water. Another way R.S. Andrews makes you smile today.
Sweetheart, please don't forget to wear your seatbelt. I got it, Mom.
It's a really nice day living in the right space. Breathing your grace got me feeling some kind of way.
In the blink of an eye, so many tomorrows can disappear. Buckle up for your future, every trip, every time. A message from the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
We press on for you because it's our mission. Dedicated to investigation because the facts matter. Fueled with determination because it's our calling. Driven by passion. Because you deserve to know what's really going on. Please support real journalism.
Planting season is here, and it's time to give your yard the perfect touch from the professionals at Personal Touch Lawn Care. Why Personal Touch? Courteous service, attention to detail, and a desire to give you the best lawn in your neighborhood.
They have the knowledge and skills to do anything that I would need.
Call now for a 25% discount on design and consultation services.
Big enough to serve you, small enough to know you.
Personal Touch Lawn Care, 770-908-1238, or online at ptlcatlanta.com.
Hendrick, you're ready for a new truck or SUV, but actually finding what you want is really tough right now. Well, Hendrick has it. Visit HendrickCars.com and shop over 10,000 new and pre-owned vehicles from our nationwide inventory. We have all of your favorite trucks and SUVs, with more arriving daily. If you don't see the exact one you're looking for, no problem. We can order it and have it built exactly how you want it. Your search for your next vehicle ends right here. Shop HendrickCars.com.
Welcome back to the GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com tailgate show. I'm Kaylee Mansell here with our Gatorade offensive and defensive MVPs of the game. Here I have with me Brooks Morley and Will Taylor. Brooks, you guys knew it was going to be a tough matchup tonight. You're coming in facing Bryce Clavon. What was the defensive strategy headed into tonight?
Throughout the week, we're talking about pressuring him all night. He's a great player. Our D-line had a great game. Secondary played great. We spied him all night, and we executed. Our offense did great for us. It was an all-around good game for our defense.
And speaking of offense, Will, you have multiple touchdowns tonight. Which one were you the most hyped for?
Definitely the first one, getting the team going, getting everyone going. It was great. We got a great group of guys. I'm just glad that we got this win.
Absolutely. Now, Brooks, usually when a school schedules you for homecoming, it's because they're pretty confident that they're going to win. What does it mean to come in here and steal this homecoming win from Kell?
It feels great. We were in the end zone at halftime watching their HOCO parade. It's kind of disrespectful, but shout out to Kell. They're a great team. They had confidence in us, and we just came out with a better team tonight.
Now, Will, you guys are potentially on your way to win your very first region championship. What would it mean to you guys to finally secure that?
I mean, it would be awesome. We've been with these guys since like 5th grade, I think, and just see us grow together as a team. I think it's amazing.
Well, guys, you played an awesome game tonight. I really appreciate that you shouted out Kell. That's not something that we see here a lot. So not only, guys, are you great players, but you're also really respectful, and I respect that a lot. Congratulations, guys. You deserve this win tonight. Now make sure to stay tuned. We will be right back with our MVP of the game.
Hey, does it matter if this leaks?
It don't matter to me. Can't see it from my house.
Illegal use of hands and proper training.
GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com has 14 different highly skilled trades with tuition-free training in our certified apprenticeship programs to train you the right way. Find your career at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
Beginning the morning you opened your eyes, we spent every waking moment preparing you for the day you'd leave our nest. Whether it's driving to practice or helping with homework, it's all prepared you for, what am I going to be when I grow up? Will you be ready?
After much thought, I made my decision to take my talents to the IBEW Local 613.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers is not simply a job, it's a career. Visit IBEW613.org to begin a new future today.
My marriage kind of took a different path. He told me he was not moving back into the home. My biggest fear was the unknown. What would happen with the children and myself? What would happen with the house? I found Meriwether and Tharp. They told me that they would walk me through this divorce, and they did that tenfold. You need an attorney. You need the best attorney, and that's going to be Meriwether and Tharp.
Succeed sooner. Whether your high school student is planning to attend a 4-year university or looking to obtain a career skill for quicker entry into the workforce, the dual enrollment program at one of Georgia's 22 technical colleges is a great place to start. Students may choose from a variety of programs such as healthcare sciences, welding, cybersecurity, aviation, video production, and more. Double the credit, half the time.
The Atlanta Falcons are continuing to change the game on season ticket benefits. Join the Falcons family in 2022 for more games, more access, and more value than ever before, including tickets to our biggest season yet at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, with 9 regular season home games, plus ultimate ticket flexibility with the ability to exchange tickets for games you can't attend, free gear for all members, and free away game tickets. Select your seat today. Rise up.
Welcome back to the Tailgate Show, brought to you by GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. I'm Kaylee Munsell, and here I have with me the rightful MVP of the game. It's running back Christian Isabor. Christian, you actually picked up your first D1 PWO from the University of Miami the other day. You really showed us what you could do tonight. Do you think you'll finally start to get some more recognition after the way you played?
Well, that's the plan. I hope so. I'm just going to keep focusing on, what I do each game, make sure I do what I got to do. And hopefully, more comes in.
And with that, where are you currently in the recruiting process?
I would say, I'm just getting started. My first offer was Valdosta State. That was Thursday of this week.
Wow.
Yeah, so yesterday.
That's awesome. Now I'm going to hand it to Randy.
Christian, on behalf of the brother and sister members of the Georgia Construction Careers, we want to congratulate you on being the MVP of this game.
Thank you.
And now we're going to bring out the Kroger game ball. So every MVP from all the games that we've been at this far have signed this ball. So hopefully one day it's going to be worth a lot of green. So I will take your microphone if you'd like.
Okay.
And I'm going to let you sign it. You can do it as big or as little as you want. Better ones on there.
Thank you.
All right, and before I let you go, because you were MVP, you get the mic for a second. You can shout out anyone or anything that you want. Let the people know what you got going on in your life.
Okay. I would like to say, I cannot do this without, my coaches, my teammates. They've always believed in me. Even when I was not doing so well on the field and I was going through injuries, they've always kept faith in me. And I'd like to thank my mom. I'd like to thank, my dad. And yeah.
Well, Christian, I know this is the start of the recruiting process for you, but I know you've got a long ways to go. You played a great game tonight, very deserving of this award. And now let's take a look at some of Christian's highlights from the night. All right, you guys will step on. And we are back here. I have with me Rusty Mansell and Score Atlanta reporter Najee Wilkins. Najee, I got a chance to talk to you before the game. You actually called this Cambridge with the upset. What did they do right tonight?
It's going to start with the offensive line, 4 3-year starters. You saw that last drive. They had all the momentum Kell did, 35-24. They just went down there. Coach talked about 4-minute offense, running the football. They felt they could run them. And even the offensive line, he told me that they beg him to run the football. So this team can beat you in multiple ways. 4 different players scored: Jack Marlowe, Christian Isabor, Will Taylor. So I think that really made the difference in the game. That offensive line was kind of pushing around that Kell defense, that strong defensive front, and that made the difference in the game.
And obviously tonight we saw that they can make plays. They're going to be a competitor in their future. Yep. How far do you see them going in the postseason?
I think they can go deep. And when you can beat a team in a multitude of ways, you're very dangerous down the road. They can run the football. They can pass. Got Will Taylor on the outside, dangerous playmaker. Just have multitude of ways they can beat you. I think that's the difference. I think you can see this team playing late in November into December.
18 returning starters for Cambridge. I mean, that's a team. You start talking about senior leadership that's been in big games before. This is going to be a tough out in the playoffs. I agree.
And Rusty, we have a huge week ahead of us, starting with Brookwood and Grayson for the Hall of Fame. Talk a little bit about that game and the importance of it.
Man, that's a neighborhood brawl now. And I can throw out all the records. You can throw out all the records when Brookwood and Grayson play next week. Go Coach Dave Hunter. He's going to have some pride. We'll probably all have to wear Brookwood gear knowing him. But I can tell you that will be a true 7A, just slugfest. There'll be a lot on it. We're going to have so many visitors next week. Can't wait. Going to have that buzz of that Georgia High School Hall of Fame inaugural class next Saturday. It's going to start for us Friday night in a big-time Gwinnett County matchup.
Absolutely, and you were the one who actually introduced me to that rivalry. If
That's
you
it.
remember
That's
that,
it.
I'm going to be making a lot of Brookwood Where You At references next week. So if you haven't seen the videos, go check out YouTube. But I'm excited for this week's matchup and even more excited for the Hall of Fame dinner. From myself, Rusty Mansell, Najee Wilkins, IJ Rosenberg, Brandon Adams, Roddy White, and so many others, we wish you all good night, sleep tight, enjoy some college football this weekend, and we will see you right back here next Friday on Peachtree TV.
Back again, huh? You must love losing.
You're buying the next one.
You gotta win one first.
Okay.
Mix and match your two favorites for $3.29 at any size soft drink for $1. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Being on the field between the hedges when 93,000 fans are calling the dogs is special.
Even on the road, it fires us up to fight hard to bring home a win.
It's our battle cry. It's a tradition every Georgia Bulldog fan loves.
This tradition is brought to you by your local Ford dealer, where you'll find F-150, the best-selling full-size pickup in Georgia. Now get 2.9% APR finance